Rihanna too. I mean, yeah, with Rihanna. No? I think everybody done saying that they didn't have something with Rihanna. Everybody be saying that shit. Yeah, Chris Brown fucked up.
I'm not gonna lie, Chris Brown was surprised too.
Was surprised?
His rap was
fine. Yeah. I was like sad when he broke up.
right.
But I heard that the reason why he hit her is because she must have gave him like some stuff, like some.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Not really. Oh my gosh. I heard that like there was an argument. It was kind of like mutual, like they both were hitting on each other.
But it's like I would believe it though, cause we're black and
Right.
we like to hit.
And Rihanna is a Caribbean.
Yeah, I believe it.
Aggressive as hell.
Yeah, I believe it. But she was just taking them hits and not hitting him back.
Right.
Yeah. I wouldn't kill no nigga if they hit me, but like, I'm beating that ass.
Oh, yeah.
I'm beating somebody beat that ass.
I'm not going out with that fight.
Can be proud of God now. We would never see this man ever again. Literally, he can't even post.
Right, because they don't find it.
Yeah.
Maybe you could post some jokes.
Better get him a burner phone.
Right.
Like Android. He should post, honestly, so we know that he's okay.
Right.
He just want to know he's okay. Like, they reach out to his peoples or nothing.
That's just crazy.
Yeah, like, where's his mom and stuff?
That's why as his family member, I would notice that like something was going on with him. Like,
Yeah, because my man cropped his hair, his eyebrows, dyeing his cut, like, fell. I knew he was going through something when he cut off all his hair, because I like, people who go through shit, they cut off all their hair like that.
Right.
Like, yeah, I was like, damn, he was looking frustrated, I'm not gonna lie. I wonder when he killed that man. Because it's just not coming out.
like how long he's been on the run.
Yeah. They probably didn't even know they was looking for somebody famous.
They probably, if he does get arrested, they probably put him like the psych unit.
They is not put him in a cycle unit. Unless he tried to kill himself. I mean, if he like...
He's not mentally there, but like mentally, I think he's...
Yeah, he probably will put him in a psych ward. It won't be that bad. If he go to a psych ward, it won't be that bad. It won't be like real jail. It'll be just like at a hospital.
You used to watch Orange is the New Black?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm thinking about. Like,
Yeah.
your house probably goes to like this, like.
Yeah, psych unit.
That you carry as a role model.
Go to the hospital.
Yeah, that's pretty
Yeah,
much
mental
why I've
hospital.
been like,
That's where they gonna put him.
I'm doing a live.
That's where they gonna put him first anyway.
Starting over.
Before he get arrested, they
Like,
gonna...
I don't want to do worldly music no more.
It just sucks because he's so young.
And just do like gospel.
They kill him.
The gospel, I would say.
Like, it's just shocking. Like, isn't he like our age? Like,
Yeah, you can't go back from that. You can't go back.
like there's literally like this nigga. I hope he in Cuba. I really do hope Prada's in Cuba right now. Cause if I was Prada, I would be in Cuba. Oh my God, no.
That's Christian.
What is hood gospel?
Her kid is so cute though.
Huh?
Her kid is so cute. Friendly.
Yeah, the baby is cute, but she fucked up for that. That's all I gotta say. Cause like,
Yeah.
and then she like, I don't know if she ever lied about saying she didn't drink, but we know she drank. 'Cause we saw it.
Yeah.
And but they was lying saying she wasn't drinking.
Nah, it was the video of her in Walmart with the baby on her chest. The baby was
Just
literally
hanging.
over.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Like, damn, pick the baby head up.
I hope I never get that. Like,
She changing. I bet you. Wait till Blueface come out. She back to her normal self.
I really hope that love never finds me.
What? That crazy
Walk away
ass
from
love.
me.
Yeah.
Tattooing a nigga's face on me. Oh. Walk away from me.
I'm not going to church with no big ass tattoo on my face. I'm sorry. Like, I love God. Like, I better fucking put. Did she go to church with that on? Or did she like cover it up or nothing?
I don't know.
I'm sorry. I'm not rooting for you. No, we don't. Not that crazy.
Yeah, right.
She was using blood to write love or Blueface name.
Oh,
ain't
when
it?
she trashed his place?
Yeah.
Oof.
That joke was crazy.
And it's like Blueface. Like everybody Blueface.
Blueface is fine, but bro.
I don't think so. I don't think
You don't
he's
think
a
he's
I
fine?
don't think he's a
Why is it attacked?
I don't know. Like
Like he got a nice nose. I think he got a nice nose.
let me look at it. Let me try to see him.
I think he got a nice little nose. He got like a pig nose. You looking at him?
Yeah, I'm on his face right
You
now.
don't think he cute?
Mm.
You don't think Blueface is fine? I think Blueface is fine as fuck. I think he look good. I don't like light skins,
Maybe
but
with his low cut.
yeah, I don't like
guys with low cuts. Like I don't really like guys with hair.
Yeah, I don't even like light skins, but I would date him.
Really?
Yeah, I would. I see why Krishan acts like that. Look at him.
This.
Yes. Look at him. He look good.
What is he been in jail for?
I don't even know what he's done in jail for. I just feel like he got dirty wheelie.
I know he don't got the Mercedes-Benz tattoo on him throughout his shirt.
You heard me? I feel like he got dirty wheelie.
Oh.
Cause he fucked everybody.
I believe it.
How you end up fucking a cast member? Unprotected.
Wait, what
On the show. Krishan was on the show. You don't remember?
No,
That's how they met.
I did not watch.
They was fighting for him.
Oh,
That's how-
hell no.
That's literally how they met. It was all girls in the house fighting for Blueface love. And she won.
Oh, I think I blocked that memory, y'all. I remember.
Hello. She said she popped. She's like, I don't remember that voice.
I think I do remember that. Cause like she was getting like special treatment, and like she would be riding with him in the cars and everything.
Mm-hmm.
That's when she really gained her popularity.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cause yeah, okay, now I remember. He had like a rendition of Bad Girls Club.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That shit was crazy. Fighting for Blueface.
What?
I could
That
never.
was silly.
Fighting for Blueface.
Yeah, I'm the prize. That's silly.
Beat him up.
Let me break something down to you, Hector.
She's the one who beat Hector.
Who's Hector?
I think Black China friend or some shit, or boyfriend.
Oh, cause Black China, she had just beat her husband or her boyfriend.
Yeah, but Sophie Tony said she's the one who beat him.
So now you want to play games and say, she did that to you? This short, this little, did that to you? No, I came that in out.
This short, this little. But look at Tokyo Tony. You don't think she's short and little?
Look at me, it's scary. If you try to fight me, I'm definitely fighting Coco. I'm not taking that.
I'm just bringing it up. Guys. She might take the gun from me and kill me.
What?
How fast she is.
That girl do not hurt in the head. Like, she was really a crash out girl.
Tokyo's Lord. I have a fear she be talking to herself. And she get mad. She's like, boom. It's the gap that kills me every time. Like, I got a gap, but bro, Tokyo Tony gap is like, she got a big one.
But I think it's she on her. You know, I used to want a gap.
For real?
I know you don't know that. I was know that. But I used to want a gap. I tried to get myself a gap.
How I used to push stuff.
Yeah, I would put something in between because I was like obsessed with gaps at one point. Yeah.
I don't know, got a gap.
Oh, so it's like everyone's in the family.
I guess. Well, she the only one that I seen with a gap though, in her whole family. I don't know where she get it from.
Doing somebody's face like that is not acceptable, especially if he wasn't beating on her. Okay? I don't know. If it ain't about me, let's keep it. Okay? Next for Sugar Honey Iced Tea, we have King and Lena versus me. Now,
Nick is so bad.
I want to say what I
Oh
want to say
my
right now
gosh,
about
That girl was so
Like badass and pretty.
bad. Yes.
Yeah, like Nick, the girl with the baby mama.
Yeah, Nick and King.
Yeah.
She's so bad.
Yeah, her face is nice. She got like a Somali looking face.
Yeah, and then like her body, like she got surgery, but it's like you can't even tell she got surgery.
I never saw her body though.
Really?
It's teeth.
Oh, girl.
She got surgery though?
Yeah, she got surgery. But it's like
I
she
wonder
got
how
fat
her
chest and
booty
everything. It is so big. And then like the bacon, it's a match.
Yeah,
match
her skin.
He's more
That's her
like
first
me, like he's my type.
Yeah. Yeah, because he's dark skin. I like dark skin.
And his teeth on it, and he's tall. This is just her body, like.
Oh yeah, she got a nice body.
But King fumbled, like.
Yeah, he dating a white girl now. He dating or a Mexican, or I don't know.
But I guess. That's what you
Just
want.
one. Wait when she get old and she start deteriorating and her skin start looking like away. I'm saying that on YouTube. I be talking hella shit on YouTube. Somebody commented something and they leave their comment. But yeah, that's gonna be his ass. Wrinkles and fucking mashed potatoes for lunch and dinner and shit. But I'd be like, bro, I wouldn't like what the hell do like what the white people just eat and they say hungry.
Oh my god, they be having potlucks.
What?
Yeah, they be having potlucks in my job.
Pot roast?
Potlucks.
Potluck?
Yeah, you know what that is?
Hell no.
Really?
Mm-mm.
Potluck is like when everybody brings something like that.
What the hell?
Yeah.
I would not want. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not eating that. What the hell? You bring corn and fucking
So everybody be cooking something
corn mash or some shit.
When they have that, I like eating the food that they bring, like Publix chicken. I like that.
You know they ain't
That
cooking.
they, yeah.
Imagine frying it down. I wonder how. I be seeing white people cook on TikTok. That should be funny as fuck.
You seen Josh mom?
Yeah, he's the one that she just be dumping. She don't be washing nothing. That should be so funny though.
The quickest way she be pissing me off is when like she eats something out the can and she don't
Yes.
She's
Like,
girl.
why are you eating that nasty ass bacteria juice? I think she made like a tuna, something with tuna. I was just like, ugh. Mac and cheese be looking nasty. I remember when she made barbecue chicken.
Oh, I seen that.
She just used barbecue sauce.
Too, ain't it?
Yeah, she just put it inside the pot. And it was literally no oil, no nothing. She just dumped the frozen chicken in there, took it out, and it just looked nasty.
So you put everything boiling the chicken?
People do that?
Yeah, she boils her chicken.
No, like, do people do that in real life though?
Like, I feel like to clean it.
Yes, you can boil it, but not
Yeah.
sit there and boil chicken
And
for
then
you
like,
give me to eat
that's
it.
what I'm saying. Like
Fry it.
Like what for my culture to clean chicken, like
Where you from?
well, I'm from here, but my people from here.
Okay.
Yeah. So usually what they do is like they take like lime and vinegar and
Yeah.
like clean the chicken, and then
Yeah.
they put boiling hot water on it to kind of like kill the bacteria and everything like that. And then you cook it like right, either frying it or like cooking and stuff like that. But like boiling just for cooking is
Yeah. And Jamaicans, we just do what y'all did, but I don't know if I ever seen somebody with hot water, but I know we just usually rinse it off. But we let the lime and stuff soak in and like sit there and stuff. It's the same thing. You go to Haiti, girl. You not gonna let barbecue get you?
I'm not going to Haiti right now. I do want to go back because I haven't been back since I was like 5 years old.
I'm telling you, good things are gonna happen for Haiti. Honestly, you see how many Haitian artists out there? You don't see Friday. So I think good things are gonna happen. They just need to get rid of the,
Yeah.
gang leaders. That's really it.
Scary though.
That's how all countries are. I'm pretty sure. Like, you just getting robbed. I heard somebody had told me that somebody they met, like, they know a dude, and the dude, thank you. And I guess the dude met a girl, and he met her, and he was at the house, and I guess some dudes, like, came and bang, bang, bang on the door. You know? Who they commenting? Thank you. They smell crazy. But yeah, so I guess the girl got raped and everything. Like I guess the girl told the American dude to go rush into the other room, and I guess the girl got raped. Yeah.
I think I seen that video.
Yeah, and then when the dude left, he never saw her ever again. Like never heard from her. Or nothing. So I'm pretty sure she's not alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is scary. But that shit happen everywhere. It's not just Haiti. That shit happen in Jamaica. What the fuck? They be chopping off people's necks and dumping them in. Yeah. Little schoolgirls. When I used to go to school in Jamaica, they used to. Not was, but my peoples are like fucking immigrants, and you know they just came here to have us, and then they. It's like, ooh, let's go back. Yeah.
How long did you spend out there?
Back and forth, like a couple years, honestly. Yeah. It was a lot of years though. It went every year. But yeah. When I used to go to school in Jamaica, bro, like we could not take no damn taxis. Yeah. The taxi man would kill you and chop off your, yeah, the school girls, the taxi man used to kill the school girls. And, what you mean? They want their body. They want their body. Literally.
I'm already knowing how that goes, so I'm just
You ever
like,
seen a braider start? Somebody asked me, can I start
like this,
in
you
the
know
top
what I'm
of
saying?
your
Especially
head
when you know
with the
you're
braids? Why would I start?
the prize, you know what I'm
Like, you ever seen people do that though? They start in the front of the head.
I've never seen that.
People used to do that. Like back then, like, hell yeah, when we used to do box braids, like them shit take long as hell. People used to start in the front, just in case.
Come back, yeah.
Yeah, just in case.
I'm just saying, like,
If anything, I've seen people like do the perimeter,
I'm like,
and then like they'll do like a bun or
I'm
something.
just calling cap for what it is.
I'm not gonna lie, box
It
braids
was over
do
by
take
then,
longer
like,
than
it
knotless.
was just
They
like,
do?
alright, girl,
Yeah,
we
they
just
do.
kidding, 'cause it was never
Knotless is like me
at her
cornrowing, like
oh,
it's
you
like
know
low
what I'm
key.
saying?
Oh, because you guys continuously add the
Yeah.
and the box braids, you don't have to add it unless like
Unless you want it longer, yeah.
that makes sense.
And box braids are heavy.
Man or whatever, I'm like,
Cause it's not like I can like add in, like I don't know how to explain it. It's not like I'm adding in hair as I go. So it's like if I already have a thick ass piece of hair and then by mid back it gets short, I gotta keep adding it. It just gets heavier.
I know what chop means, so I'm like, Shawty, you beautiful. I was never like, we not going look for look, like, bitch, you're lame, like, we're not doing that. You can't convince me to think I'm not who I think I am. Like, we're not even gonna do all that. So I just stopped the conversation.
That's Gabriella Leah? The light skin guy?
Yeah, I think that's
I mean, they both pretty.
You said like they fought.
Yeah. They fought for real? Yeah. I hope somebody out. I hope somebody won.
They were saying Taylor won.
Taylor?
Yeah.
She probably did. She a mama. And then she be looking. Name a car for an edit. A Lamborghini. They really active. Sometimes I don't be talking to the live. So they don't be saying shit, but I'm not saying shit, they typing.
So you on here like often?
I recently haven't been on, but they been telling me to get on, so I'm on. But I do need my little views to go up though. Sometimes I know sometimes they be giving me money on my lives. Like they be sending like their little $10 and $5. Thank you. Like I appreciate all the gifts that I Yeah, I be telling people just pick up a camera and just start like even if you just fixing up your bed or something, like record it and just talk.
Watch, like, yeah, a lot of people just watch like I've seen those people from across the country. They be popping water on them, like bottles, balloons full of water. And people really watch that, sit and watch that.
Yeah. Eating food and people really be watching you just eat food. Must be Caleb, man. So was he teach you what she did and Caleb, man? Chrissy got a big ass forehead though.
I used to think it was a
Me too, but you know, he's so lame. The lame ass light skin.
Chris just be Chrissy. And you just gotta let Chris.
treat a woman. He got with a girl that was down for him. You feel me?
Girl, Brittany not
girl,
much.
whatever the case may be,
Brittany
that
not
just
much.
came to my attention.
She just left.
And let me tell you,
She just
when you
left that
watching this
man.
girl, baby mama, look, you feel me? Like, I'll take care of you, baby. I'll take care of you and woo up.
You can't even.
You feel me? So just let me know.
You couldn't even take care of Queen. You cheating on that girl.
But you don't need him. You don't need no man.
Like, look who's talking.
Just
The
don't.
nigga that was beating on his baby mama.
You feel me?
That's why
So just let me know what you want, baby girl.
He said you be beating on your baby mama.
Yeah, just let me know, baby.
He said something about how
Oh,
Brittany shouldn't link
I
up
feel
with
like
him.
that is
He get her ass whooped. Like Diddy, like look how Diddy did Cassie. That shit was crazy.
I was just watching the documentary.
They have a whole bro. This shit is funny, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Like who would have thought? Like there's a whole documentary on Diddy, bro. Like surviving. I gotta ask surviving on
That
Diddy.
was probably like the downfall of Diddy.
Hello. It's funny because it's like this is real life now. Like remember growing up, like you saw them and
Right,
they
they
were
was
struggling.
about that the whole time behind the doors. He was doing like
Weird shit. I only knew about Diddy because I used to watch WWE.
WWE.
Yes, he said some gay ass shit. He said some gay ass shit on WWE. Like some gay ass shit on WWE. I don't remember what he said, but it was some gay ass shit he said. Like, Diddy been Diddy, man. He been Diddy, man.
I just go there for his girls.
You think he gay?
He disrespected my
Yeah.
mama that me and her.
I think so. Cause I saw a video of him answering the question if he was gay, and he didn't want it. He was like, depends on the time. Like they asked him which one do you prefer, men or women, and he said it just depends on the mood. I'm like, was he being dead ass? Like, I don't know if he was being dead ass. That's what he said.
Comments, and then we see somebody commenting that I show so much.
He found like how much 1,000 bottles of baby oil? But they said that was ecstasy.
Yeah, they said somebody said like once they put it on you, like it makes you sleepy and everything.
What, ecstasy?
Like the baby oil that he had.
Oh, it makes you sleepy?
He put something in the oil.
Drugs.
Like, so when
Make
it
you
goes
smell
over,
it. Yeah.
This is Facebook. Facebook is like
you get like
just like that.
sleepy and
So you know what I
things.
said on Facebook?
It's crazy.
Happy birthday.
I think it was calculated, like he had a plan for it.
He can go to jail forever. Literally.
Enjoy.
They finna be playing with him.
I wonder if he's gonna put out music in jail.
And I was treated.
How?
But once
I don't
things
know,
go
maybe
bad,
they don't put music out in jail.
Oh yeah, because they
Yeah,
can take
take
phones.
phones.
nothing's wrong.
Yeah.
But to the
So they
internet,
was still putting out music.
I act like everything is okay.
They can't never get out though. That's sad though. I used to be a real diehard TK fan. Really? Oh yeah, I used to want to be TK. I used to want to be a TK. I'm gonna write TK in jail. You know how they be going viral and they be, yeah. He never gonna get out though. There's no point. Thank you.
If somebody is talking about my ex-wife, you know, my baby mama, and then you laughing all this bullshit, and then you go in the comments and you sit there and entertain it, even if you didn't say nothing wrong or whatever, you entertained it. You should have just let that man say what he said. It's gonna rub me the wrong way, and it is disrespectful. One, Chrissy, what he did, and then you entertained it. I'm gonna say some
They still
shit.
come out, Chris
I don't
Oz?
think Bill was mad. I think he was just hurt because he know it's bigger than the gift. You know what I'm saying? And if we gonna be
Low on his side, that's why he's doing that.
Yeah. We all listen. We all about to be. We all literally. We all broke at this point because you see the strike that's about to go on. We all gonna be so
I
broke.
heard about that like this morning.
We're gonna be so broke.
The strike on what? What is this?
Everything, like the whole international stuff, like foods and like stuff that's being ordered and stuff is gonna be backed up. Like
Right,
groceries.
some of these, like the video that I said was something about like there's not gonna be bananas, things like that. I was like, well, I don't eat bananas like that. So
No, it's not gonna be nothing. Stuff is gonna be really backed up. Like we get like America gets all this stuff from overseas,
so why are we
China.
going on strike though?
Maybe they're not getting paid enough, or maybe they overworking or something. You know, people be going on strike. That shit crazy though. We gonna be in the history books.
I understand. I'm not gonna hit on no black man.
I be seeing that, bro. I'm like, damn, we really made
But when
history.
are we gonna stop this
COVID.
violence?
Like it's like the bubonic plague type shit.
Right.
This and that. Like, when are we gonna stop doing that? Like, we have to stop doing that. Look around us. Like, there's so much negative shit going on. There's so much. killings with black people. Like, DDG is not like that. I don't care who disagree with me.
Yeah, even
People don't
like
like this.
Diddy,
He's not like
this
that.
is happening during our generation, so I think we would be telling our kids or
But
our
like,
children.
don't
Who did he?
let
Yeah.
him
She would be like,
He was
why
playing with
make
people.
y'all
He was
believe
playing too much. That's what happened. He was playing too much. He got caught.
But you stay on this motherfucking internet and you talk about me and Corey. But this is your shit.
Somebody said I'm bringing like this tomorrow.
This is the bubble war. Thinking about another myth. Who the
That was
game?
funny. That was funny.
I'm just trying to be real about this one. This your second time. You in the
Would you get
club,
those two
bubble
braids?
up, kicking your feet.
Huh?
Would you get those two braids? You know them two braids and two stitch braids?
Like in the front? Or like just go all the way back?
Yeah.
I had it like in early 2000, not early, it was like
if all 6 of y'all don't tell
17,
DDG,
around
spam
that
his
time, but I
Instagram
don't
right
know.
now.
Would you get it again?
I had to take it out because it was hurting my head.
Yeah, I know it's breaking your hair off.
So it's like, I had a headache. But like, if I had somewhere to go right now, I would get it.
Well, yeah, it's cute, but I know that causes like a lot of breakage. Cause like you gotta put so much gel, and then some people be flying in people hair.
Yeah, I wouldn't keep it in for a while. Like, if I had something to do and like, it would look cute with the outfit.
Like, for me to box you, they would have to.
I like girls, I seen girls that do, instead of doing stitch braids, they just part their hair and have them like, they put it like in pigtails.
Oh yeah, I like stuff like that. It's like cute. Look like a little schoolgirl hairstyle.
I'm actually a humble dude.
There's a lot of hairstyles you can do with your natural. Girl, you know you could get your hair braided naturally, like your real hair naturally braided, and do your edges and stuff.
I used to put like twists in my hair and everything like that. Like whenever I didn't feel like doing my hair, I'd do like really skinny twists and just put it in my hair. Let me see. I did that over the summer, just to kind of like get my hair unbraided.
He responds to the bathtub.
Holly, he talking about put a gun in his female purse. Holly won't dare put his gun in her purse for anything.
This is me at work. Don't even mind, but like this is me at work when I had like this one piece in
Oh,
my
those
hair.
are cute. But I don't know how you took it out though. Because
It took
a long ass time to take it out.
was me with help. It took me 2 days with me with help.
You would have just locked. I would have just locked my hair up.
That's what I'm saying. You're like, why don't you just lock it up?
Just lock it up.
I'm just kidding.
It's too much to lock. And I don't know. I want my real hair.
That's what I'm saying. I still want the freedom. People are like, yeah, you can still put wigs on and da-da-da. Yeah.
Yeah, but I want to feel my hair. Like I want to
Right.
go
Like,
back.
what happens if I want to do a ponytail?
Yeah, what you gonna do then? I see people get ponytails though.
They
They
with frontals.
Yeah.
The thing that Chris had, I get it. But everybody's sitting here saying Chris is corny and Chris is this and Chris ain't about that. But this man done called out 2 niggas. Brothers at that.
Yeah, too. And GDG.
Why does everybody
Called
always
the whole
turn the
thing.
day down with Chris? Is
So
Chris
many money
really
is all
about
over
that
there.
life? And y'all know that and y'all
Start
scared?
something.
Because if you get beat up by Chris, oh,
I'm so glad Queen left him.
nobody
I didn't know she was going through all that. Like, and I love them together.
about
But
me.
He's just so. He just seems so cheesy. He just seems like he don't wash his ass. Like that's what he did.
All this took place, it was just too much going on. When the hell did Twitter allow y'all to write novels?
he sounds sick like 24/7.
Screenplays and all that
Just
shit?
give up.
Must be getting past 120 words. I ain't reading no more. I catch it when I catch it. I'm not gonna say this. I'm not gonna read all the tweets. I'm gonna let somebody I saw from TikTok
Read it.
and it captivated me. I'm gonna let them tell y'all the story.
No, Shay, I don't usually cover other content creators bullshit. I honestly don't have.
Oh my God! You know who I just remembered about? I didn't disappear. Corey.
Finally,
Finally, he didn't disappear. Finally.
Don't Zoe like Corey?
Yeah. Don't even fucking around. He be making people think that man gay. I wouldn't be surprised, but I don't think he gay, man. If he was gay, he would have been saying he was gay.
If you don't know, you have to go back. It was supposed to be some type of shade about the other girls having veneers or something like that. I don't fucking know. But bitch, hold on. This shit gets
You know what's so crazy? That dude Swavey. He be trying to scam you. Like it's somebody that be using. Like he be trying to scam people.
Who, the person that's
Swavey.
talking?
Huh?
The person that's talking?
No, the person that they talking about.
found out.
And I didn't even know Swavy was gay. He's from Broward. He's from Florida. Like, it's a dude named Swavy from Florida, from Broward, I think.
I don't know
You do
who
stuff
that
like
is.
this after talking shit about him. You're continuing to recognize him with hope.
Like, yeah. Like he's, I think he must have slammed this old lady.
Not that you should
And the gold.
Wait, he's in that photo or no?
But I really like Raymond Tate. But bitch, when I tell you, Daddy took his motherfucking seatbelt off and sat up in his seat, bitch. The other TikTok girl,
that's him.
That's him. Real fast. So Daddy,
Oh,
you know him.
I didn't see him, but I know him from that post because that's what Davey had commented on.
But you know him? You never. Bro, I think he slammed this old lady like way like years ago. Yeah, that's how he first got even. That's how people even found out about him. In Broward. Yeah. She slammed this old lady in Broward like when they were at the pool or
Because you
something
sat
like
on the phone
that.
and talked about him and he found out when he did nothing to you. And instead of you taking accountability and apologizing for it,
Nah,
or
he
being
had
a
just
bad
posted his
friend,
marriage and then
to do
Davey
stuff
had
like this after talking shit about him, you're
commented on it.
continuing
That's
to
why he's
recognize
famous.
him with hope. He responds to you so you continue to be the victim.
I guess.
You know that if Raymond
I guess
Tate
Baby
was
getting
responsible,
popular
he would
again.
make him look like an aggressor. So I'm
No,
saying
what does he
something.
say?
I'm not allowing
He
you to
scam.
talk about
He just be trying to scam people. Like he be trying to scam girls.
You can choose to do whatever you want.
Really?
The platform Raymond Tate gave you.
Yeah, he be going on them dating apps and trying to scam
Ooh,
bitches.
Girl, hold on.
Girl, ain't nobody that dumb. Like I'm pretty sure you got dumb at
There's a reason why you're
giving it and you just man online. Y'all.
At the end of
I
the
ain't
day,
doing it though.
most
Sorry.
supporters wouldn't know who you are if it weren't for the person you snake. The last
When people be
you can do is
be
let
getting
him live
catfish
his
and
life
stuff,
without using his
and
name
oh
for
my god,
engagement.
but I sent you money.
So let's see what's next. First day, he took his motherfucking secret off it because bitch, I was gagging. Like when I read this shit, I was gagging. David said this is
I
what
never even
happened.
had a damn
I
never had
thought how I was deleted and looked it up because if I deleted it, it would look even more.
I never had no. I really believe like we was
I
together.
was sitting on the phone talking about him in context that we were not true friends. And the person that told him that had intentions on purposely having us fall out and later debunk and apologize for it all to me. You don't know what was done or not done to me because best believe shit has been done and nobody was innocent in our friendship.
I'm just waiting on him
To
to
this
cover
day, I
Prada,
was
bro.
never given a one-on-one conversation to talk about anything.
Search it up.
You think, but it's just, I don't know, I just heard about it today. You think he covered it?
I heard about that shit yesterday.
Really?
On Monday. Literally. I heard it before
There
yesterday.
would be
Actually.
nothing for him to respond to
Maybe he
and look like an aggressor because, hold on, let me move my
Because even the
foot.
shade room.
I've never said anything about him throwing rocks and hiding hands for people who are scared.
I search up Prada, it's just his videos.
Throwing rocks that which doesn't apply to me. See, I'm telling you, I took a seat, but I'm gagging.
Do I put Prada
If I got
kills
something to
man?
say, I'll plug it up to the loud.
What's his new name?
And don't have the power to allow.
I
Nobody
know
don't have the power to allow
that
me to do anything. I'll never deny people choosing to vote me because of my.
Alright, so today we're diving into a case. It's a tough
You know
one,
who's on
really
Scared
tragic,
Straight?
And honestly, pretty
Prada?
unsettling.
Yeah.
I used to
The
watch
case
that
of
show. No
William
way.
Nick Abraham.
Maybe I didn't know this.
Ever heard of him?
No, not ringing a bell.
Right, well, it's the kind of story that sticks with you. Makes you wonder, could this happen anywhere? You know? And when you add it,
Honestly, I would be like, I would be scared, but I'm not gonna let y'all know I'm scared. Not on TV, man.
Absolutely. Our main source today is, let me see, it's a recent piece from WVUE Fox 8 News out of Louisiana.
Okay, got it.
So, picture this.
No way.
Sunday morning, quiet,
You're making it seem
peaceful
like-
Louisiana,
I
right
guess
before
they
8 a.m. Someone's
I guess they
driving down
talking
Highway
over it.
51, and they see what looks like
Oh, Prada?
a bundle of tarp rolled up in a ditch.
He got tarp. It's
It's a
tarp.
grim situation. Turns out it's the body of 69-year-old Nick Abraham.
And from there, the details, they just get, well, they get
That's
more
what it's
unsettling.
called.
The cause of death, blunt force trauma
Is this still
to
Zoe
the
though?
head, neck, the sheriff,
Huh?
you
It's
can
still
tell.
Zoe?
The sheriff, it was a very physical, very violent death. This wasn't just a random thing.
Blunt
not a
trauma.
robbery.
Prada hit his ass real hard. But that's an old ass man though.
Oh, he's old?
Yeah, the dude, the white old dude. You didn't see a picture?
I thought he was kind of like
Later that day over Baton Rouge, police spot a vehicle matching the description. They're pulled over and the driver takes off. and
Yeah, but
scratches
Prada's a man. Like he's a young man.
dead body though. Like, think how much
This is where it takes another turn.
not but I know
So
it.
that's
But like, you know how
No, but
like,
that is a lot though. Kill somebody, then you gotta.
That's dead weight right there.
Not like that's a lot of weight.
Yeah.
Police released the
But
footage.
hey, Prada probably strong as hell.
Okay, so that begs the question.
I didn't even know, like, honestly, at first, I didn't know Carter was gay.
Figuring out.
I thought he was so cute.
Cause when he first got on TikTok, like he wasn't acting like that.
Yeah, I thought Carter, my bad. I thought Carter was so cute. I really did.
And get this.
Until like after, like when I saw him, I was like, oh, okay, he's definitely not straight.
Meaning the murder, it happened somewhere else. This wasn't just a random act. This was planned out.
Planned out.
And when you think about that, the premeditation.
That shit crazy, bro. This is real life. Lately, a lot of TikTokers been going to jail for killing each other. You ain't seen that dude that shot his girlfriend in the face? It was a big famous TikToker, Zay, or she got Zara. Her name is Zara, and her boyfriend shot her in her face. And she's a famous TikToker.
What would make someone do something so horrible to a guy like Nicky Graham?
Right, and the article, it mentions that the sheriff's office is really digging into Abraham's side.
Yeah, they just shoot you in your face.
Not just patients, everything. Work, personal life, the whole nine yards.
Yes, like that.
Part of them took somebody. I know part of mama like, damn, nigga, what the fuck you done got yourself into now?
How Abraham's own lawyer described him. Called him a man with a servant's heart, said he was tender, gentle. Those words, they don't fit with how he acted.
Sad, It just shows anyone can be a victim. Even people who try to make things better, bring kindness.
Yeah, no, it makes you think. And here's another thing. Maybe there's more to the story. The article said Abraham was on local TV sometimes.
Oh, really? Had a bit of a platform.
So maybe, just maybe, that made him a target.
It's possible.
Made him a target?
Right.
Oh, I think they just talking because this fresh, so they don't know shit.
Or maybe there's something we're missing entirely. Some details, some connection, haven't found it yet.
Something that changes everything.
Exactly.
It makes you wonder, what takes a person down a dark path like that? What would make someone do that?
It's just crazy because we saw his life unfold,
Especially
like,
someone
on
like
TikTok,
Nicky
bro.
Graham, who spent his life trying to help people.
It's a question that stays with you. Darkness inside you. Nothing can be so good,
Yeah.
so kind.
Like what happened? Maybe he really, maybe like what happened if the
Right there
therapist didn't do
alongside
it?
it.
Yeah.
It's a reminder that
And that would be
the world
crazy.
can be a very
But so what did
complicated
you start going to therapy for?
and sometimes
Like when was he
Yeah.
going through that movie?
Going to therapy, but he said they said 11, so he knew that man for how? So he been going to that man for that long.
Hope that justice is coming.
Yeah, that is kind of wild though.
It was out.
you know, it's interesting. The more we learn about
And honestly, when you go to therapy, it just be you and the therapist, even if you are a minor.
It's always like that, isn't it?
Yeah, depending on like if your people's okay with
It
that.
just reminds you, everyone they have
They let you
fears,
talk to
you know.
Absolutely.
them
I
and
think that's
then
part of
bring up people's in after.
so sad. We see the headlines, we get the basic fact. There's so much
Sick
going
on the
on.
therapist.
Right, and in this case, what we do know, it seemed like he was a good guy, dedicated his life to helping people. Remember his attorney? The
I'm pretty sure therapists, they probably need somebody to talk to too.
No, right.
It really is, and it makes finding those answers, getting justice, even more important.
Of course, and while we don't have all the pieces yet, at least the investigation is still going.
That's something.
It is. There are people out there working hard to make sense of it all, to figure out what happened.
And hopefully, I mean, for everyone who knew him, loved him, his family, friends, patients, hopefully.
Some views may find this disturbing. Viewer discretion.
I haven't watched Choices,
Hi, my
so
loves. It's Destin Choice, and you're watching
Choice.
Choice TV. For today's video,
it's like Ray
we are
Monte,
going to say
but not.
that
Well, he's like yeah, he's
children
like
will always pay for the
He
sins
covers
of their
news
parents.
like
Some of you guys may be watching this and you guys may think why things are so difficult for your parents or why life is so hard for you. But some of us don't realize that sometimes you will always suffer based off of the negative actions that your parents have done. So if your parents make poor financial decisions, you suffer for it. If your parents were mean, conniving, and not good people, you suffer for it. If a lot of times your parents made poor decisions with their lifestyle and their health, I like to call it generational curses. Children will always suffer for the poor actions that their parents put out there. And that's what leads me to this video. If y'all didn't know, Diddy's two twin daughters, the Combs twins,
Aren't they
Riley
like
and
18
Jesse
by
have a
now?
YouTube channel where they vlog their luxurious life. And people have been violating them in the comment section. And that's what honestly brought me to this video. People are saying your daddy
Go to private school though, you know.
ill, y'all daddy
Online
in
school.
jail, y'all about to lose
But
both
they're
y'all
cheerleaders.
parents. People are saying the most horrendous things. And a lot of people feel bad for the twins and feel bad for his kids as a whole. A lot of people don't feel bad for all his kids because they feel
They're
like
like-
if
they kinda
Diddy
just,
can't
like,
be
lost
affected
both their
and Diddy
parents
won't let the
because they
world
lost their
affect his
mom.
ego, then
Wait, their mom
you
was
and your
Kim
kids
Porter,
gotta
right?
suffer
Yeah.
in order for you to suffer.
Like, how did she
You see
die?
that Diddy is going
Like,
down.
yeah, we don't even know how she really
Like,
died.
there's no chance in hell
Yeah,
Diddy's
they
gonna
said
get
that
off.
killed him.
Diddy
Like, she
was
probably
going
did.
back to back throughout the
Yeah, so they don't
entire
see mom and
year.
now they're like,
It has
That's
been
why he be
that
worshiping his
much of
twins,
just
it look
Diddy
like.
going through it throughout the entire media. Things have had
Like, I never even knew he had other kids, bro. Bro, because he, like, the twins was always, like, on the headlines, like.
And even his son,
he has another
Chrissy,
daughter, like,
got
that's younger
sucked
than the
into
twins.
it.
Yeah,
He's
I didn't
also
know that he had another
sexually
daughter.
assaulted women
Like,
as well.
I know he had another daughter, like, from that
Because
Carisha
he
shit.
gets to participate in this
You
party
remember?
event,
He started dating
everybody
Carisha and then he
wants
got
to,
somebody
of course,
pregnant.
suck his
You know?
kid into it. Just
Oh,
like these
yeah,
two teenage
the
girls,
little baby.
Delilah and Jesse
Yeah.
Combs. Delilah and Jesse Combs, who are also known to be the
Carisha
daughters
really
of
stood
Kim
for that.
Porter, got sucked into a lot
That's
of
money talk.
nonsense because Diddy was always broadcasting them,
She
showing
was
them
open.
off,
She said
posting them on his YouTube
she
channel,
gets showers
performing with
from
them,
now.
and so
Like,
much more.
whoa.
And now we
And she
see
gonna say it was for
that
the
they're
video.
always brought up. Every
So
time
Diddy
they
don't be
like
pissing on you
propose,
for real
follow
when you in the
somebody,
shower.
or they even take photos. The
Yeah,
blogs
keep
were constantly
stuff.
posting about them everywhere.
I
And
don't
that
believe
drives
that. Why would she say
Instagram
it?
before where they had to limit their comment section. And now you go on their YouTube channel and they literally get a floodgate of different comments. People talking about how horrible they are, how they ain't shit, and how their modeling career is never gonna go anywhere, and that their dad is done, and so much more. And I hope y'all know that whoever's coming for Diddy
Like, their
is
career is
coming for
over,
blood.
and they didn't
This is
even
definitely
start one
an
yet.
attack to the point where they literally
That's
got
when.
the attorney of the
You
Southern
think
part
people
of
gonna want
New
them
York
modeling
City
for him?
on this case.
Eventually people can get over it. Eventually people can get over it. But for right now,
He's
That's
not a
so
joke.
selfish
He has
of
been
Diddy,
involved in a
though.
lot
Like,
of
he doesn't even think about
high-profile
his
cases.
yeah, his
One
kid's
of
about
the
to be
most
broke
popular
as
cases
shit.
was when he took down Jennifer Shaw, who we all know from Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, who was running a telemarketing fraud scheme.
You think
where
he
she
getting all his
settled
money
a
though
lot
is
of
not gonna
wealthy
last him?
people's information
No.
so that way she could
He's
get
rich, but
rich.
he has too much people to pay off right now. You don't see, like,
He's even also
look how much
trying
victims
to
he gotta
take
pay
out
off.
Mayor
You gotta pay
Pete
everybody.
Adams of New
Then
York
you gotta
City,
pay hush
who's
money
been
to
accused of
some people.
fraud and trying to pay off
He
a
was
lot
the
of
head of some
people
companies.
and a lot of
He
corruption.
made
Revolt.
he
Mayor
made
Eric Adams is now
Ciroc, he
going
made
down. It's
Leon.
not going to be a good look for
Like,
him. On top of
okay,
that,
he was
he's
taking that
also
money.
been known to come after the kids and
Yeah.
as well.
He just sold his house. He's talking about he finna go get bond.
Oh,
And best believe this guy.
Yeah, well, that's that they trying to, like, they trying to propose
Today,
bond.
announcing
So
the
that they finna say
unsealing
he
of
finna
a
sell his house
three-count indictment
to get bond.
charging Sean
Who's
Combs
finna buy the
with
house? That's
racketeering
fucked up.
conspiracy,
Yeah.
sex trafficking, interstate transportation for prostitution. The indictment alleges that between at least 2008 and the present, Combs abused, threatened, and coerced
How much?
victims to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct.
It's given what that man
As
did. You
alleged
remember that white
to
man
carry
that
out
had
his
that
conduct,
island with all
Sean
the
Combs
kids?
led
and
and participated in a
Yeah.
racketeering conspiracy.
I wouldn't be shocked if
that used
Diddy
the
was
business
in it.
empire he
Rich
controlled
people are
to
weird.
carry out criminal
They be
activity,
getting into some weird stuff
including
whenever
sex
they get up
trafficking,
there.
forced
It's like they
labor,
get bored of the
kidnapping,
normal stuff.
arson, bribery, and the obstruction of justice.
That money be taken over.
Let me say a little bit more about the charges. The indictment alleges that Combs abused and exploited women and other people for years, and in a variety of ways. As alleged, Combs used force, threats of force, and coercion to cause victims to engage in extended sexual performances with male commercial sex workers, some of whom he transported or caused to be transported over state lines. Combs allegedly planned and controlled the sex performances, which he called freak-offs.
I did hear about that though. I've been hearing about that shit. Freak offs.
The freak-offs sometimes lasted days at a time, involved multiple commercial
I've been
sex
heard
workers,
about. They
and
said
often involved
that
a
Justin
variety
Bieber
of
and
different
Usher had
types,
sex
such as
when they was
ketamine,
kids. Yeah.
ecstasy, and GHB.
Or not Justin
Specifically,
Bieber.
Combs
Yeah. Well,
kicked,
when one,
dragged,
you remember
and threw a
Usher?
face at a victim
I mean,
in a Los
Usher was
Angeles
owned by
hotel
by
when the
Diddy at
victim
one
was
point. Was
attempting
Diddy's
to
biological, not biological. Yeah, and Justin Bieber as well.
Being nasty to a
I
lot
know,
of
like,
people,
what I heard was
mistreating a
that
lot of people,
Usher
and of course not being
became
very
Justin
kind to
Bieber's
people,
guardian.
and basically trying
So
to
he
hold
did,
people's
he
dreams
gave
in their
shared
hands,
guardian
selling
to Diddy
people a
for
dream,
48
hours.
and then crushing them.
48 hours.
Yeah.
Diddy was
Forty-eight
a very
hours.
Why do you need 48 hours
nice
for the TV
person,
show?
a shady business
Yeah, that's
person,
fine, like-
took a lot of people's masters. Diddy's overthrowing some luxurious
And
parties
I
in
think I
Los
just seen a
Angeles
video
and
this
New
morning
York
was
City.
kind of like,
And
that was
look
his
what
tactic
happened.
to
A
push
lot of
Diddy off
people
of
who
him
have gone to Diddy
and
parties are now
sacrifice
being
to
looked
just
at
money.
real funny by the general
That's
public.
so
Many
selfish.
people like
You
Issa
know
Rae,
what
Usher don't fuck with
Ricky
Diddy though.
Simmons,
It's a vid. You know
major
that
people like Beyonce,
that
Jay-Z, and
they didn't
tons
interview
of
together.
mainstream
Like, and
entertainers
Diddy was
are
across
now
the table,
being
but they didn't
associated
interview
with
Diddy or
these
anything.
freak
But
offs.
Diddy was across the table and he was like, yeah, I like fish. That's what Usher said. I like fish. That's what Usher said though.
What does that mean? I like fish.
That means I like coochie.
Oh. What? I've never heard of that.
Yeah, like he just kept saying, he was like, yeah, I like fish, and they was laughing about it too, and they was looking at Diddy, and Diddy was looking a little, like, salty a little bit. He like, dang. It was another one where Diddy was like, oh, why won't you party with me no more? I forgot who he said that to.
I know he had a video. She's going down. Like, oh, you don't come over to me no more. You don't talk to me no more.
You would never be taken on their card.
What the fuck is?
We see you doing outrageous things and things that make you look like a liability. Best believe that you're gonna get.
And then he said he adopted a white girl. Yeah. That when I first saw that video, that shit was. I first saw it. It was so weird. That shit was
And it's even so bad to the point where.
And then like they're saying that Jay-Z is involved.
Yeah.
Jay-Z's involved.
Everybody, I'm following them.
Yeah, they said like Jay-Z lost so much followers.
Thousands of their tweets because they're probably nervous.
I mean, but Jay-Z is older, way older than Beyonce, huh?
Yeah.
Nonsense. But I don't know if that's going to be the case. But I do know that he's going to be exposed to a lot of powerful figures, such as a lot of people who work in politics, a lot of people who are media moguls, a lot of people who work in the music industry. There are going to be people who are going to be sucked into this because Diddy did document a lot of the things that he did.
Yeah.
Speaking of Diddy going down,
I mean, documented a whole lot of shit.
I want to talk about this quick little interview that Ray J did reacting to all the Diddy and Suge Knight stuff. Because Suge Knight came forward and said that Diddy was a sketchy person doing crazy shit by Davis and all types of record executives.
Because this has been going on in the industry for a whole bunch of years, for decades. And at the same time, you know, nobody wants it to be true, and it should have to be true. He beat what was done to him. And like I said, if you look at Russell Simmons, you know the truth. Andre Rail, you know the truth. Brian Davis, you know the truth.
And basically, Ray decided to get on a panel, and he decided to basically discuss something that kind of irritated me because I didn't really agree with his approach. But here's what Ray J had to say.
These celebrities that knew people.
But Ray J was a porn star too.
Or tangentially deleting all their tweets.
I mean, he did that sex tape.
Yeah. I think he was one and done. He was into that.
Well,
I'm pretty sure.
I have a lot of respect for Clyde Davis. He's
He probably be a part of the shit that be going on with Diddy. Yeah, he seemed like a freaky ass dude. He seemed like he can't do stuff
from their executive position.
You know they say when men that like to cheat,
we
they
don't
gay.
know exactly why everybody is quitting or why everybody's quiet.
Yeah, because like what more do you want?
A lot of celebrities in this power come from environments where they think certain ways of doing business, cutthroat, disrespectful, shady, chasing fast money. You know, these are normal because, you know, they saw their mentors do it. I mean, Diddy did it, even Suge, you know, and so even though they're
why is he even speaking on Diddy though? Because like Ray J, you are you R&B singer.
So, you know, I think we have to break that cycle and keep
following
that new blueprint. And that's evolving instead of ending up in the same place broken.
So you don't think the people who talking about it didn't perform nothing? Trust me, they did. Yeah.
People don't know this, but Mace gave
you just sit and watch people give a lot of
the Weeknd was in some of the photos.
The Weeknd? Like, I mean, he's a man, so of course you want to see people getting hashtags. I guess.
I wonder if they was involved in like, not involved in fighting. And then like they seen everything's going on. I was like, oh, I didn't know it was this type of party.
Bro, that's dumb though. Because everybody know what happens at Diddy's party. You've been hearing about it.
They were doing the story that they found out that one of Diddy's mansions was owned by Bad Boy Entertainment, and the owner was also his daughter.
And law enforcement on the other side of this bush is basically
that
is registered to Bad Boy Films, which is part of.
Oh, he made sure he put that shit in his daughter's name.
You think he had a feeling that he was about to hit the fan? But I just want to know, like, if he had just settled with Cassie, this thing wouldn't have blown up the way that it was. Like,
but how was he gonna settle behind closed doors though?
Because Cassie, she kind of like, she tried to reach out to him privately and be like, you know, I want money for it. Yeah, she was like, I want money for the
stuff that happened.
Yeah, and then he was like, you know, like kick her off. So she went public with that shit. And
publicly.
Yeah, and that's how everybody like started coming out. Because after Cassie, that's really what like initiated everything. After Cassie, that's when everybody else started coming out. Oh yeah, he did this to me too. He did this to me
a
You
lot
don't
of
know the downfall of
big leagues,
him
a lot of
is when
artists,
he
records,
sued
a lot
that
of things
his
still
company
be
that he
owned
was
by
with.
Justin. Justin has a
That's
stake
when
ownership in
everything.
that.
That's when
And
everything.
that's how
Yeah,
Justin
he
lives
sued a
pretty
company.
nice,
I don't remember
lit,
which
enjoys
company,
lifestyle.
but he sued
Off the
them, and ever
publishing
since
of a
then,
lot of
like
artists
literally the
who
year
he
after that,
took
he
his
just began
hands and
exposed for
crushed,
shit.
tagged a lot of
That's
wealthy
crazy.
people tend to do. They tend to put a lot of things in their relatives' names, in their mother's names, or in their spouse's names. So if anybody ever comes to them, there's no coming for them.
Ain't no
Realistically,
coming.
you're gonna have to get through their relatives in order to get
You
that
gotta put
money that
stuff
you
in their
apparently
name.
want. It sounds sketchy, but it's pretty genius. A lot of times, wealthy and successful people don't put everything in their name. If you don't want no one to ever come for you inside of a divorce, if you don't want no one to come for you because you know you have a lot of money coming into your nail business or shoe business or whatever you got going on, do not put things in your name. Always have an LLC and sign under that. If you get a house, if you don't want to put it under your business name, create a trust. Create a trust, which is its own entity with its own birth certificate, number, and all that stuff, and then add your kids, add yourself, add your partner, whoever you trust as a beneficiary. Diddy is smart. He knows that there was going to be a target on his back. He's smart for putting everything in everybody else's name. That's a common tactic.
His mama name,
this
his mama name.
So,
look how he kisses his mama on the lips.
See, like he ain't
As a
shit.
grown ass
Take
man,
notes.
how you kiss your mama on
Smart
the
man.
lips?
Never put anything in your name. Your home shouldn't be in your name. Your business shouldn't be in your name. Your car shouldn't be in your name. And your credit shouldn't be in your name. Because if any of those things go down, you go down. Own nothing but control everything. That's how the rich stay rich.
That's a tactic that a lot of entertainers and influencers tend to use. They're not going to put everything in their name because that's just foolish. When you have a lot to lose, you have a big target on your back, and you can't just make yourself vulnerable by putting every single thing in your name. But overall, these kids are still going to suffer because they still have to endure the media scrutiny. I mean, look at Michael Jackson and his kids. No matter what Michael Jackson's legacy is,
we still don't
people are
fuck with
always
his
going to
kids.
remember and pay attention to the negatives, such as the sexual assault allegations that were.
But my thing is, why was he with, like, let's be real. Why was he always, why was he sleeping with kids?
Michael Jackson would scare me. As a little girl,
Hell yeah, look
he
at
was
him.
scared.
I used to be scared of Michael Jackson. I remember when he died, I cried, but I was scared of him. The only reason I cried because everybody else was crying. You remember when Michael Jackson died? Everybody was crying. Everybody.
That was zero.
It's like 2009 or some shit. I don't remember. But I remember that shit. My babysitter was crying. I was like, damn. You wouldn't even know that, man.
How has your social anxiety been after this pandemic? Because I know for me, my nervous system has been on an all-time claws out. It's always been pretty gnarly. My social anxiety. I don't know if you get this
You had to spend it when you're on them. I got the cheapest pen I could get. I got my pen from Target.
And have been going to therapy for a lot of things, but that included, and I've like started like I'll hear like a trash bag where
They give me credit for it?
Is that from the paparazzi?
I don't know which one I got, but I think it's an old one.
It's just standard PTSD.
And are still getting sucked into that media.
I think I got this for like $70.
On top of that, you also gotta look at the Olivia Jay situation and Lori Loughlin.
Yeah, it's probably the same one.
As y'all
But-
know, Lori Loughlin is a lady
Like my
from the
life
house,
pen.
also known as Aunt Becky. And because
Only thing is that
her
sometimes
and
you be
her
dying,
man
I be
wanted to
forgetting.
make sure that her daughters got a really good education, they did a lot of sketchy, fake, scamming related things, and they paid a lot of people who were involved with the admissions into the University of Southern California just so her daughter can get in and get a good education and have bragging rights to get into the University of Southern California. Her daughter's a popular YouTuber, and due to the fact that her daughter's a popular YouTuber, her daughter lost all types of brand deals, her daughter got a lot of backlash, her daughter was sucked into a lot of media outlets, her daughter got a lot of paparazzi on top of her, and people were never really paying attention to her daughter until her mom did something horrendous and horrible. And then there's the O.J. Simpson situation. As you all know, O.J. Simpson was accused of murder, and due to the fact that he was accused of all types of horrendous and horrific things that a lot of people still aren't sure if he did or if he did it or not, his daughter Arnell was one of the first people to really stand by him in the media. And
Like, I wonder, like, where's the diary at?
No matter what, even before he
He's
passed
gotta
away,
have a
when he
diary.
got out of jail, she still stood by her father in his innocence.
What happened?
And she stood against a lot of media backlash.
I think he must have caught his ex-wife.
That her dad is
He saw her walking around with a dude. Saw
her
him
dad did
coming
right
out the house and he
innocent or
shot and
not,
killed both
she
of
still
them.
gets tons of backlash and scrutiny over mistakes or decisions
He's
her
dead now.
father
I
made,
forgot
or
he
things
died.
that her
He
father
just
got
died.
sucked into. That's why you gotta be careful how
You
you
didn't know he
move
was
in
gonna
this
die
world, because
eventually?
you have people that rely on you doing.
Time
You
is gonna
have people
come.
that look up to you, and you have people that rely on you financially. You gotta be careful
Yeah,
the
we would
kind of
never know.
energy you put out, because the energy you put out will affect your offspring
Maybe one
and your
day,
future
like his
ancestors. And
kids will
that's
say.
how generational curses are
Every day
molded
we'll
and
find a
molded
diary
into
that he wrote for
people.
something.
But we all know that because no one could really get to Diddy, no one could really intimidate him. The only way they can truly get to him is, of course, ruining his image and getting to his children. And because the media is going after his children, I know this is hitting Diddy a lot more, because now his children have a choice but to question their father's antics,
Yeah.
or to question who their father is.
Like, what was you
Because
doing,
see
Dad?
these memes, and you see these raw photos, and when you see these videos of Diddy beating the fuck out of his ex-girlfriend in the hallway.
But I mean, honestly, that's still your daddy at the end of the day. You like,
I really hope
that's the
that no one does to his
that's the daddy. I don't think they
what
compare.
Diddy
If the mama don't care, you
women,
think the girl
and he's being
don't
accused
care?
of to other women in terms of assault and all types
They
of
look
things.
just like
I
they
love
actually
them.
not that
But please keep in
like.
mind, a lot of young women watching this, or
Look,
women
they're
in
not
general
that
watching
like.
this,
I
regardless
don't
of
want to
their
say
age,
it, but
keep
they're
in
not
mind that
like
sometimes
that.
a lot of y'all are probably
You know?
suffering with your choices in men because of the poor man that your dad was. You know,
Like
maybe
I
your
know
dad
people
was a
in
piece of
fucking
shit,
Cali
maybe your
that
dad
look
was a
better
whole
than them.
person, maybe your dad was a womanizer, maybe your dad was a manipulator and a conniving.
But they look like their daddy. Look at the
And a
nose.
lot of times,
They do
a lot
not
of
look like
men
their
who have a
mom.
whole bunch of daughters.
They look like
usually
their
have to
dad.
see
Look
a
at
lot
that
of
nose. Look
kind
at
of
the way their
being
face is
displayed
structured.
through other men
That's how
and
Diddy's
it's
face
with their
look.
daughters.
Have you
That shouldn't
seen
surprise y'all
how
that
your mom looked
Kim
whenever
Porter?
it was-
Yeah.
Whenever she was
because I'm
younger?
pretty sure that's how he made a good chunk of
They
his
look
money.
just like.
People gotta also remember that just because celebrities put on a good act, they go on the red carpets, they got their fancy outfits.
So he in jail right
They
now?
got all these red carpets
Like,
are rented.
which jail he in there?
and are
Like,
paid for by them. They don't own half the shit that they wear.
cause I'm like, ain't nobody speak on him. Like, ain't nobody said that they saw
They
him.
denied his bill, I think.
And a lot of the
They
things
denied
wear
his bill,
is
I
just
think.
borrowed stuff. or
He probably
free
like
stuff
in
that
like
they got.
suicide watch.
Entertainers definitely
Yeah, he
do have a
is.
lot of
That's
money,
what
but
I'm
not all of them
He's
are
actually in
like
fucking
that.
jail.
The ones that do got money are able to sustain themselves and take care of themselves. But then there's a few population,
Who the fucking
but
thought?
then there's
Who
a
would
good
thought?
portion of
Out of all
them
people,
that
did
do
you?
make money, but it's not enough for them. So they have to find other ways to make a lot more money.
They finna be
Prime
making a
example,
hella YouTube
Juice WRLD.
videos.
Rest in peace to Juice WRLD, but let's not forget that when
Like how
Juice
everybody
WRLD,
followed
was
that,
found in his
his
private
YSL
jet,
trial.
perished. Let's not forget that he had pounds.
Bro, this
and
gonna be a
pounds
big
of
ass
stuff
trial.
that looked like it was gonna be used to
This
be
gonna be a
sold,
movie, girl.
along with a lot of other weapons. Like, let's be for real for a second. A lot of them are involved in
Did he gonna go?
trafficking,
Like honestly,
drugs,
once he,
other
well, he's in
things.
jail now,
Some
so
of them
nobody
are
fucks
involved
with him.
in
Like now he's just
trafficking
done.
women and
Like
all
he's
types
done
of
now.
things. Hence why you ever realize why we have a
I wonder if he's
direct
gonna get beat
number
up
of
in
how
jail,
much
but I don't think they'll
COVID
put him in
cases
jail.
there are,
Especially
but not
if
a
he's in
direct
under
amount of
suicide
how
watch
many
right now.
people exactly have gone
I
missing,
think he's gonna be in
or the
jail
fact
for
that
a
people are
minute.
going missing.
Diddy was in Miami
every
one
single
day.
week.
I'm like, honestly, if I would've seen Diddy, I would've shown my ass on him. Like, yeah, come here.
But you ever notice that we don't
Shit, let
always
me give some of that money.
back to back to
Let me
back
get
to
some of
back?
that money. Like, hey, come touch me real quick.
What if he
There's a lot of
had
ways
invited
to
you
get
to one of his
paid.
parties?
And some of your favorite entertainers
And I'm
are
gonna
involved
tell all
in
the
this
tea. I'm gonna come back and
bullshit
tell y'all all the
nonsense
tea
all
that
the
went
time.
down.
But yeah, that's another video.
Me?
But that
I would tell all the tea. What the hell?
Still damn near fucking nothing.
You know that when
And
people
I
say,
hope
"Oh,
that
signing
enjoys the whole
NDAs,"
offer.
like
Now,
an
let me know
NDA,
what you guys
yes,
thought
you
about
don't
this
like.
whole
Yes,
video.
you sign it to
Let me
say
know if
you're not gonna say what happened, but
and he's done
what about
more.
illegal
I
shit?
think he's done
You think
more.
an
You'll
NDA
never
means
see him
not
again.
even to
So
illegal
overall,
shit?
this video, like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, that's
I
that.
don't even know.
You don't think cults, some sex cults, that's illegal?
Really?
Cults? Yeah, sex cults? That's
Is it
illegal. That's like sex trafficking.
But what if they all the parties agree?
No, that's still sex trafficking.
Oh.
You didn't see that cult leader guy who had like a couple wives? He had a whole cult. He had niggas worshiping and he had bitches
Oh, I
worshiping.
think I've seen a video of like he was telling the niggas to get on their knees in front of him.
Yeah. It's this niggas.
Sometimes it's hard to tell you so. You may not be in the mood to relay what you think you know. There are times where I mind you all consider the same.
Shanad Claremont. Oh, I need to watch about the Claremont twins.
What is
actually.
that, my YouTube family? Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here,
Didn't they kill somebody and use they use a dead person's car?
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah.
They were so pretty on Burgers.
If that's the case, it's okay. We all got
Now they
some.
just
Everybody ain't
They got
that
too much-
being
they
said,
would have looked pretty.
Much, like,
you guys have
you need to learn how to get up on that
enjoy
table
great
sometimes.
spirits, and if not,
Yeah. Oh yeah, his name is called Nature Boy.
this
Somebody just commented. They listened to our conversation. That's who the dude is. The one that had all them quotes. His name was called Nature Boy.
Don't judge me.
Oh, Nature Boy.
Tell you the title of this video. We are getting into the true
That shit
crime
crazy.
that Shanae Claremont committed. Now, if you are unfamiliar with the Claremont twins, here they are. Well, this is the current version of them. And I'm not ashamed
So the
of
current
how they
version.
look. The thing is, I am for autonomy for real, for real. Like, whatever you want to do, however you want to express yourself, your body, your choice. So I am not one of the people that shade them for making these changes to themselves. At all, but I know that's the common thing.
They changed everything. They changed their skin color.
Season 14, and since then they've become, I guess,
I wish they would have seen how pretty they look.
Yeah, like being like, what was wrong with them? Nothing was wrong. Imagine if they would have stayed the same. They would have been the it girls, like two dark skinned pretty girls, like
Claremont were born.
yeah, bleach their skin or whatever the hell they done did.
They are the youngest of 5 total siblings. Their father owned a moving company.
He got life plus. They say he got life plus 10 years.
She was the runner of the daycare. They have an older sister and 2 older brothers. Now, you know that twin telepathy? That whole
Damn, he got life in jail. He got life. You see that? And he was in the sex code.
Or share a soul, they say, when twins are super close. That's the twins that they
It's not even legal to be married to multiple people or have people thinking that you married to all of them. That's weird.
The twins are 9 years old. Their family relocated.
Yeah, I did.
Now,
I'm
they're
gonna watch that.
interested in the fashion.
I haven't watched that in so long.
Model, and they have this aunt who's also very into fashion. She will make her own clothes.
I just want them to myself.
Personally,
I really want to share.
Yeah, I'm not sharing them. I'm not finna be a sister wife.
fashion shows and share with them.
You be watching Return to the Amish?
I love that show.
I'm gonna put it on. I like it.
By the age of 14, Auntie had gotten on to her very first fashion show.
I used to watch that shit as a kid.
Yeah. They spend
One thing about it,
2
I
years
love the
of their
reality
lives
show.
really.
I like hearing stuff like about like other people cultures or whatever the hell they
They're
got
trying to
going
make
on.
connections with anybody that could potentially help them down the line, and their auntie really supports this.
She was be
Their
doing her
parents are
makeup while
like,
she
"Oh, hold
talking."
on, let's just make sure we stay in school. That's
They
the
still
goal,
kind of.
which they
I'm not
do,
gonna
but
lie.
they're
They do look
also
the
able
same.
to land a few more
Like
kids.
they
One
kind
of
of
them
do.
being
Their
Teen
facial,
Bear.
yes. Their nose is not like
And they also
that anymore,
land
but they
a few
still look the
Bronx
same, low key.
Brothers hair shows.
Like,
And the
very
twins
low
do
key.
complete high school and take their academics seriously, but after high school, they don't immediately go into college or university. By now, they've been around quite a few industry people. They've been to several events, and their likeness has
So they
appealed
went
to
to the
several
party.
top artists.
I just know they hold secrets for all the entertaining people.
And Future, they participate in live performances and music videos. And this
Like, that's what you
leads
heard?
them to land a contract to
I'm pretty
attend
sure.
a
You don't believe
modeling
it?
school for 6 months.
They done did up all their body. They at this point they don't go for it.
And with this agency, they do get a couple of.
They look like porn stars. Yeah, that's kind of nasty. I'm not gonna lie. Twin porn stars, they be doing that shit. They be having sex like with their sister right there. Yeah, that's kind of weird.
But honey, Georgia, they felt they had outgrown. It was not where they wanted to be at all. They are thinking more like the big city of New York. Both girls attend fashion institutes and graduate in 2016. But the year before they graduated college, they have joined the cast of a very popular reality TV show at the time, The Bad Girls Club, which was then at season 14. Now, long story short, the girls come into the house with their little dyed dogs, one red, one blue.
Right, that's the first
Their
time I seen that.
like,
Bad Girls Club, lady people come on with their dogs.
oh, I'm very, you know, I think I'm all
Why they came with their dogs?
We're that bitch. It was like that was catchphrase. I personally like them. However, I can see how
You know how people be hating on twins. Like, who they think they the shit? Yeah.
Viewers as well. From my recollection, I think many of girls like them.
Not anymore.
Like they want. But there was one girl in the house.
Used to, but you know, after a while, people, everybody get broke.
The rest of the house hates them. And one evening, Jayla and the twins go out to the club. They
Eventually, I'll probably rekindle
and
my love
all
twin.
of their belongings have been like thrown out into the yard. They got pennies hanging from the trees. And the twins bought a lot of designer things into the house. A lot of YSL, a lot of Prada. Okay,
They got rich for the rest of their life,
a lot of
ain't it?
expensive makeup. All of their makeup was
So they like that's one thing though. Why would they use some a dead man's heart though? If they rich now, like what's the point? They thought they wasn't gonna get caught.
It was more. Not to mention,
using a dead
when they
man's
get
credit
to the
card.
house, the other girls that have been there all night and had done
Bank people
this
probably
were
like,
waiting
what?
for them.
Wait, he's
and
alive
ready to
again?
fight.
Right.
Like they were squaring up, like they wanted to tussle. Definitely gave hater, in my opinion. Now they didn't get into a physical altercation from my recollection. I know the twins went upstairs, they were yelling, they started throwing stuff around the house, and then they verbally
used to be close to
threatened
them.
the other girls in the house.
They verbally
And because
threatened
they
them.
verbally threatened the girls,
You don't verbally
the
threaten
girls that
nobody.
were standing there ready to tussle with their arms folded when they came in the house, they had destroyed all of the things.
Them
Production
are
told them
those
that they had to leave the house. Like that night, they had to pack their things, the things that are hanging everywhere, and
Yeah, because
destroy,
you verbally
pack
threatened them.
those things, whatever they could, I guess, salvage from the mess.
Honestly, they shouldn't have won that lawsuit though, because if you verbally
By that
threaten
point,
the
they
girls,
only made it like halfway through the season. So
Oh, yeah, that's why.
I'm just gonna refer
that was
to
before they threw all their
one
shit
twin
out.
that
They
could crown
verbally
my
threatened
name,
them.
and then the other one is just gonna have to be her sister, because we really talking about
You can't say you're gonna kill
Sinead.
somebody.
So according to Sinead and her double,
Oh, shoot.
they had tried to leave the house like 2 nights before this night. And production talked them into staying. They were like, please, no, don't go, stay, try to work it out, try to make it work. And the twins felt like it was just too toxic of an environment. They didn't like it. Or production
Twins wanted
was
that money.
able to talk them into
They knew what the
staying.
hell they had for. They said,
Production
they mama was like, I better
behind
sue.
their things being trashed just 2 nights later to make for good TV. So they filed a lawsuit against the show, which I was not able to find the documents pertaining to the lawsuit, which is not surprising, but I heard that prior to even entering the house, I don't know if anything was signed, but there was an agreement of some kind that their physical belongings would not be destroyed because it was coming into the house with a bunch of expensive things. Whether that was a thing or not, the twins do win their lawsuit, hence why Bad Girls Club is no more. Now, their intentions for the show was
They
to
shut
gain
down Bad Girls
exposure
Club.
because, of course, like I said, they're trying to model, do the industry thing.
That's
So leave the
crazy.
show
They really a
right
menace to
here.
society. They shut down Bad Girls Club.
Plan. So now they are forced with the task of getting themselves out there. The show is giving them a little head start, but now it's on them. They make an account that they share called Claremont Twins across all social media platforms and begin building up their audience. And their account goes viral for 2 main reasons. One, the girls are starting to look noticeably different, and it's like with each post almost, they're looking more and more different. Of course, looks are subjective, but the general consensus was that the girls were very beautiful to start with.
Yeah.
I thought so.
Nose and
A lot of
everything.
people thought so too. So a lot of people didn't understand why they would try to change their look in the first place. The change
Oh,
is
shit.
a little dress.
'Cause remember they-
you know,
they
like I said,
took that man credit card.
And I mean
Oh.
that when I say it. And the
He
second
must have been
reason
rich as
is
hell.
because sometimes their content teeters the line of incest. They call it art, but it's a little incesty.
Look, they
They
kissing.
are pressing their tongues and bare tatas together. Now the thing is, I got.
They must really be close as fuck.
I'm not pressing my tongue against their tongue, my teeth against theirs, okay? It's just not happening. That's just me and my siblings, though. Their exit from the show was a big thing, so the attention from that and these questionable poses, they get the attention of not only the millions of.
I think they just be doing that shit so they can get more fame.
They
I don't
also
think
get
they.
the attention of people
I would
like
hope they're not
Kanye
having
and
sex with each
Kim.
other. That's
They're
really
hired for a lot of Yeezy shows and a lot of Yeezy campaigns. And this was around 2018. It further catapults their career. Even Kim used them for some skin campaigns. Now, at the top of it all,
They
when
was
they
in a
have
skin
reached
shop?
the peak of the success that they have seen
They was?
thus
Yeah.
far. Unfortunately for them,
Before
it
Kim
all
K?
comes crumbling down when an aspect of their
No, like,
personal
for her
lives, whether
brand.
it's Sinead's
Like for Skims?
personal life,
Yeah,
becomes
Skims is a
known,
who
Sinead
brand?
becomes a
Kim.
wanted
For real?
by
Kim
the state of
Kardashian.
New York.
Oh
Now,
my
February
God, I thought she
1st
just
of
modeled.
2017,
No, she
owned real
no,
estate
she
agent
owns her brand.
James,
That's
I believe his last name
cool.
is pronounced Alessi.
That's why she's like the face. I
Found
see.
dead inside of his New York apartment in Manhattan at 9:26 a.m. Now, during their investigation, police learned that James had a visitor the night before. He had made arrangements to pay for a little sex from a woman who had identified herself to the doorman as Aubrey. And according to this doorman, Aubrey had arrived to the apartment building around 6 p.m. that night before. He describes Aubrey as a black woman who has long brown hair, looks to be between the ages of 25 and 30, and is about 5 5 feet 11 inches tall. Not the twins being taller than me.
Wow.
He also notes that he had spoken to James, and James was alive
They
well
killed him.
right before the woman had
They
arrived.
killed him.
So
Okay.
next, they take a look at James's cell phone activity to see the exchange between he and Aubrey that evening. And if they can kind of, put together the pieces of what had transpired between her arrival and his dear departure around 9:26 a.m. Now, shortly before his company had arrived at 4 p.m., a text thread had begun between he and Aubrey, with him saying,
Aubrey,
"What
that's
do you
not their
wanna
real
do?"
name, is it?
And Aubrey responds to that with, "I want to see you for the amount that we agreed on, so you tell me." Now, when James doesn't respond, she follows up
Nothing
with
prostituting.
400. James responds to her with, "Oh yeah, question mark," and then he sends another
200.
text asking, "How far are you from 53rd and 2nd?" Aubrey sends a message letting him
Oh, they
know
killed
her
that man.
location
No?
and asks, "Does
Like,
7:30
they set him
work?" He says,
I mean, had
"Maybe
to.
just come over now. Don't have to get all dressed up." And she says, "Okay, I'll be there at around 5:15 XO." And James then hits her with, "Okay, I'm a cool dude. You'll have fun. What type of booze do you like? Wine?" She says, "Wine works." What's your
Imagine,
address?
like, just
I'm
getting
"Oh,
killed,
I'm trying
just-
to get to business, okay?
just to have
Like,
sex,
you got a wine
right?
or a dime. Just
That's
sit
kind of
down."
fucked up.
James lets her know the address, the
Oh, that's
apartment number. She says,
Yeah.
"Okay, babe,
I
we'll
thought he
let
was
you
an
know
Uber
when I'm
guy.
on my way XO." And then he texts,
look like he
"Well,
got
when
money,
you sent another faceplate pic,
He look like he
babe,
by
pic,
cat.
you deleted me on the site." Chill, what site? Just playing, I ain't got no Gucci to see.
I
He
never get
sends him a
text,
photo,
like-
he doesn't respond, and then
We'll
a
never
little
get down
bit
bad
later
when
she
I'm
sends
paying
another
for
text. "Just got in an Uber, see you in 10 XO." Now, it does not take them long at all to trace the origins of Aubrey's cell phone and find out that James had actually been talking to Sinead Claremont, and this had been her cell phone number since 2012.
Mm.
There's no denying it. Police also obtained the surveillance footage from his apartment building, and the description that was given by the doorman also matches the online photos of Sinead Claremont, which they've looked at by now. She can be seen entering the apartment building
So
at
was it both or
approximately
just one of
5:30
them?
p.m. and
It was
leaving
both of them.
a little bit over 3 hours later at 8:50 p.m. She looks absolutely
I
calm.
think both of
when
them
she
went to jail
arrives,
because
and
I
she
think
looks
both of them used his
calm
car.
when she leaves. James's COD comes back
I
and
wouldn't be
is
surprised if
revealed
it
to
was
have
both
been
of
the
them.
result of an apparent overdose. One caused by a combination of the drugs that I'll put on the screen, because one, I don't know, YouTube be acting crazy, and I can't
Because they
pronounce my
overdosed
own
him and took his money.
And the officers who responded to the scene initially, they noticed a couple of things that were a little bit odd. His wallet, they find it tucked inside of a cabinet in the kitchen. And inside of the wallet, they find a debit card ending in 3481 that belongs to James. Going forward, I will refer to this as card 1. And then they find a second debit card inside of his wallet, and again 5307, also belonging to James. And child, just because I'm a little bit messy, I'm gonna mention that they did find a prophylactic on the side of the bed
What's
that was used and broken. On the nightstand, there's a clear baggie with a white powdery substance.
Why she couldn't just say fucking
There
condom,
was
bro?
also a $100 bill on the table beside
I'm
it.
gonna start using that.
Inside
Where's it
of
come? It
another
gotta be.
cabinet, there were two
But she said on the
additional
side of the bread,
and
yeah,
was
broken.
pills that tested positive
Condoms broke.
for fentanyl. Now, Sinead is now wanted in connection with his death because they don't believe that there was any foul play. She is wanted for
Oh, he was broken and back
collecting
up the
the
case.
card information off of both of his debit cards and swiping them mercilessly over the next couple months. And she doesn't start using the cards until a month and a half after his death. On March 15th, she purchases 2 plane tickets for $324.36. Each of the tickets are for travel from Toronto, Canada to Newark, New Jersey. And she purchases the plane tickets using her actual email address, Sinead Claremont at whatever email company she was using. And they're able to see that this account has been active and used by her since July 12th of 2011. 10 days after she had purchased the plane tickets, on March 25th, she uses card 1 to go do some online shopping at a luxury store, and she spends $552.10.
Oh, she
And
did
4
not
days
go
after
buy
this,
that,
she
man.
uses that same card 1, for the same purpose at the same retailer for $447.83.
Real smart ass girls.
This
What the
same
fuck?
day, March 29th, she pulls out card 2 to pay her phone bill. That was $125.27. And James's name is used as the billing name for the transaction.
Girl,
2 days after
she did
this,
that.
on March 21st, she pulls out card 1 again. This time she pays her rent in the amount of $1,441.30. A lot cheaper than I expected her apartment in New York
Yeah,
in
to be.
2017. But what do I know, child? I ain't never even been to New York. Now, April 1st, she got a little bit happy with the card. She makes multiple online purchases
She said, "Fuck
at
that shit."
another luxury retailer, and this stuff is to be shipped to her. She enters her own address and full name as the
Dumbass.
recipient of the order. And of course, she has to give James's first and last name as the billing name because, of course, that's the name that's on the card. And the email that she gives them as the customer email this time is not the one of her first and last name. It's just Aubrey.cl. Now, they got to digging into this email address, and they find that Aubrey.cl was created on November 19th of 2012, and the recovery email that she put in to link to the account in the event that, she lost her password was that first email address that has Sinead Claremont at whatever.com. So definitively, they're able to determine
I'm still stuck
this
on
is all
product, but I'm not gonna lie. I feel
Sinead
bad
does
for him.
a
Like,
bit
damn.
more online shopping at an unspecified retailer.
Like, where the
This
fuck
was
is he?
later on
That man in
Sunday,
Mexico.
And then a couple days later,
I
on
wanted
April
to see
3rd,
pictures of
Sinead
my
whips out that card.
I just know he stocked up all that TikTok money and did. He said, "Fuck it."
Totaling approximately
I wanna get it back
$2,000. And just as the
He said, "I'm
last
being Canada
shopping
right now,
spree,
man.
this
You
is
know."
an online order to be shipped to her home address, her first and last name as the receiver, but she used a different customer email address this time, but it wasn't that far off, child. This one is Claire's, CLERS 947. Which is very close to Claremont, the last name. Like, bro, where is the creativity? I thought
Like,
this
damn.
was creative, bro. Maybe it's the levels to it. Maybe
Dead
she just
ass.
wasn't that good of a scam. This Claire's 947 email address was the same email address she used back in school when she was in college to register for her classes.
Dumb, bro.
And later on that day, she makes another purchase. Mama is gonna shop. She decided that she needed or deserved a little bit more retail therapy, and she swiped card 1
She said, "I'm
at
tired,
the
man. He
retailer
done
that she
died."
had shopped at first. And
I wonder
this
how much
total
money
was
he had.
$960.
Oh, he had a lot of money.
Now, over the next 2 days, both cards are used. She does a bit more shopping. On card 1, she makes a charge of $2,005.80. Another for $4,255.80. One for $4,159.85. And then another for $4,172.12. You really could have that day. And this was all just card 1. On card 2, she made a purchase for
Of course they would notice that, though, like, y'all
$146.61.
making
In
big
terms of
Yeah, big ass purchases.
$2,000 purchase.
2,000. They should have did
And
small.
then she purchased another plane ticket for $315.92. I would think she would be flying first class, especially on somebody else's dime. But my
She
girl was
wasn't.
like, coach up. It ain't nothing wrong with coach. I'm just noticing some things. Now, before they move in with an indictment for our girl, they make sure that they have all of their ducks in a row. In addition to linking the email addresses together, they're able to trace the transactions to the Claremont IP address. And the service
killed that man.
provider
You
has
can't tell me that she did
registered
by herself.
right to Sinead.
Yeah, she did work for
It
him.
had been since May of 2016, the year before. Now, April 3rd, Sinead's email address, the one that has her first and last name together, received an email from a luxury store with the title or subject, Welcome
was
James.
attractive,
And it
yeah.
provides instructions on how to log into their website using Sinead's personal email address. And then 3 days later, she had received another email from this luxury store saying, "Hey James, you've left some things in the car." You know how they do. Pressure you to go in and check out before they're gone. And it appeared that
She be
Sinead
doing that.
used these different email
She be
addresses
doing that,
for
like when you need
several
something in the
different
cart,
Yeah,
purposes.
they
As soon
actually
as
buy
you
it
get
up.
Sinead
they want to
Claremont at MissingGmail.com. I don't know if that's it, y'all. I don't know. I'll email them. That one was mainly for the purchases that
I
she
bought something
made.
like
She used that strictly for
put my
all
foundation
online
in.
shopping and
Mhm.
Because I broke my foundation
Email
bottle.
too.
I found a chocolate that I was so sad.
Why don't you get a new foundation? No? Oh shit.
It was $50.
How did you empty it out?
It's not emptied out yet. It's in the original container. And it's like
You gotta break it?
Yeah, it's like it cannot close all the way. So when I was in my makeup bag, it's just everywhere. I was so devastated.
And she
So
said,
I ordered another one
interested,
from Shein.
question mark,
And I needed
$500
on a trip.
for 1 to 2
I'm not
hours
trying to
to
waste no
text me.
foundation.
Now, I personally didn't know this is how internet cookies work. In addition to her accounts being each other's recovery accounts, they were also able to be linked to one another by web cookies. Because the cookies can tell if you are accessing different accounts in the same internet browsing session. So when we be using different emails, girl, to use their coupon code again and again, they be knowing if you turn the cookies on, you gotta turn the cookies off. You can't accept the website cookies.
They just started that though, like I don't remember like years ago whenever you go on a website now they're asking do you accept the cookies.
Yeah, block pop-ups and stuff. I be blocking it.
Additional 4
That's how
accounts
trackers be getting all that
and this is where things
information.
get a little weird. Weirder. The first one is Shan Claremont. The second is Claremont Twin. The third is XXX Erotica Doll XXX. And then the fourth was an email address that she created posing as James. And it had his last name, Alessi.James96. At this point, with all of the things they got against her, they go ahead and obtain that warrant for her arrest. And they continue to dig deeper into her online activity. They found out that using this fake James account, she'd been posing as him to wire herself money. The fake email address had been
So how did it get verified? I'm confused.
2017, 2 whole months after his death.
Yeah, like how did they verify it?
And she
Like,
used it to register his account.
like who verified? Did she pretend to be? Like how?
The same day the account was created.
Or maybe before she killed him, she did all that.
Confirmation from
Like threatened him and
with tracking details for $1,000 wire transfer from his second debit card to Sinead Claremont. Not only does it have her full name, it has her actual phone number and the recipient details. 10 minutes after the email came through, she forwarded the confirmation with all the details to her personal email address that has her
She's just dumb.
name. Now this fake email account is also used to register on a site called gaybeasts.com, which is a site for inappropriateness with animals. And the username that she created for this account was not James's name, it was her alias, Aubrey.
Aubrey is her.
Board was the exact username. She also used it to register an account on sugardaddyforme.com, and her username there was Exotic Doll 2017. Messy work. And they found the Exotic Doll email address being used on multiple sites like Sugar Daddy and ComeDateMe.com, sex work sites. When they round her up, she is hit with 1 count of wire fraud, 1 count of aggravated identity theft, and a 3rd charge for access device fraud.
So where is it? They didn't find out that she killed him too?
Sinead is taken into custody.
The hell?
And during her
Cause she killed him. Who else killed him?
Her sentencing,
How did he
James'
overdose?
sisters spoke,
And then all of a
alleging
sudden the
that
money
incident
missing and
was
everything.
all calculated in advance and done out of greed with malicious intent. And contrary to what the medical examiners had found, she felt like there was foul play involved at the hands of Sinead. And Sinead pushed back, saying that his family didn't know about his real lifestyle and the things that he was into, as far as him being a sugar daddy and taking care of her. And she also says that they knew that he had an issue with substances. He had been in and out of rehab for years. So it wasn't fair for them to try to pinpoint this OD on her. After the court proceedings, Sinead Claremont is sentenced to 1 year in prison. Now,
I think they killed him. Cause what you mean?
She sits down with her sister to do an interview with the Post in the hopes to shed more light on the situation and like better her image and try to explain herself.
Because they said that he had previous mental health issues. So they said like, oh yeah, they saying that they can't pinpoint that on her. But I'm just like, who else killed him? Y'all think she didn't know he was dead and she took his card and shit?
She admits to buying a bunch of Valentino shoes, lights, a Philip Klein jacket, which I'm looking at the site right now, and this one I'm here for $8,600. Another one for $6,000. That's a lot of money. She bought some.
And she didn't think she was gonna get caught?
And other small luxury items from different designer
Small.
brands. And she says, quote, "He wasn't asleep when I left. He was just drunk. I have never been around people who have been on heavy drugs, so I didn't really know." It was like, oh,
you being the last person to see
I was
alive
annoyed.
is
I thought he was
wild.
playing
Yeah,
games,
it's wild in
so I
itself.
just left.
Like, you
And she
should
didn't
already
find
be
out that he
guilty for
wasn't
that.
playing games and that he really was in need of medical attention
They so smart. They already
later. She
then,
said she
they
never
this is
left him
plotted.
there. She knew that he was in need of medical attention.
They already won a
She
case
says
already.
that
You don't think they know how to
and
win
not
cases?
calling 911, but instead just running off with his cards. It's just sick, and that's something she never would have done. And she also says that she wants the world to know that she is a businesswoman with a strong work ethic and a genuine love of fashion and beauty, not some
But you're
cold-hearted
evil.
gold digger obsessed with fame and fortune like the media she felt portrayed her. Now another interesting quote from Miss Sinead. The thing was, he was known as a sugar daddy, very known. He was not like an innocent person.
Yeah. Wait, what?
I mean, I
He
did
was
love
innocent.
him. I liked him. He was just someone who took care of me
So you didn't give a fuck about him?
in an attempt to better her image. That's what she had to say. As far as her opinion on how the court proceedings went, she had something to say about that as well. She said that the judge had her mind made up when she walked into the courtroom, and all she kept talking about was like her social following and the need to use her as an example for all of these people who follow her. And even though she knew the judge wasn't really on her side, she said that her and her sister were completely blindsided when they heard the sentencing, because she had been told by her lawyer that she would not serve any time, especially after opening up to the courts and telling them about her bouts of depression and how this whole thing has caused her to consider pulling her own plug and starting the Claremont Foundation to raise.
They be trying to do that. You just killed that man, and now you want to kill yourself.
Directly to that, she said, when faced with a real test of character, Miss Claremont chose to leave the victim's apartment with this debit card information without calling 911. No foundation established after her arrest can account for that lack of character. Rhea Hufflepuff. Now, shortly after being taken into prison, Sinead hit the Claremont twins' social media accounts with pictures of herself and an update and a message to her fans.
That's her in
I'm
prison?
gonna read it for you. It says, "Hey everyone, just wanted to thank you all for the endless
That don't even look like prison. Like, they make prison look fun, because how you got a bust down, right? How you got a bust down in prison?
They be making it, girl. You know they be buying stuff with they little money that they be getting.
Soon it will just be another chapter to my
Like, that
story.
full face.
God has a funny way
Being
of testing
in
our
prison.
faith during this time.
We know this is not how she look. You know she was looking
I
best.
just want to let all the people that look up to us know that even though they are going through something hard or have done something in the
You
past,
killed that
know
man.
it doesn't define you as a person. It's about how you pull out of the situation and change
But orange is
your
like,
person. Don't let anyone tell
it
you
makes it
who
look
you
so
are.
fun.
God will
Orange is
tell
like,
you
make it look
that's
so
the only person that matters.
Yeah, make it look like a normal home,
The
right?
pictures eat. I ain't gonna lie, she look
The
good.
pictures
She don't look
eat.
dusty. You all moisturized. Her sister Shannon followed her message with a message of her own saying, quote, "That is Nade's real hair, period. Ain't no lace ponytail, bitch." Child. In the meantime, the free sister Shannon found different ways
That is
to
right.
bring revenue.
She said that was her real
Sister
hair.
was locked up using her social media
Okay.
presence and not that.
Okay.
She sold t-shirts posing as her sister, like doing a mugshot with their catchphrase, "That bitch," and the shirts were $60. I think you probably could still get one. Sinead did her year. She was reunited with her sister, and they had right
1 year.
working
She
on
have to pay back
clothes
nothing?
to one day
She was
own,
famous.
operate their own.
She was famous, but she
fashion
just got away
house.
with killing. She just got away with killing that
They
man.
did this video. They sat down on YouTube, did this video saying Claremont twins tell all, baby they told nothing. They didn't say nothing.
Why would they say
You
anything?
don't have to. They got into a little bit of the Bad Girls Club stuff, but with the terms and conditions of their lawsuit, they weren't even able to get into like the realty behind that. So, and since then, they have just been making money on social media. They worked a lot. They did speak about Kim, like still supporting them, but not being able to really go into details and really talk about that. So I guess she's still giving girls work and they just doing other odd jobs.
It's the Claremont?
Whatever else they do. Right.
You know it's another twins. It's the double dose twins, just like them too.
And I want to know what Joe's thoughts are down
Think they did it on purpose
below.
to look at each other? That's just how they was born.
Like the video.
No, they had surgery and
Subscribe to the channel if you have not. As always, I appreciate you so much for spending your time with me.
But I'm pretty sure they look like each other, but they had both of them got surgery. Just like how the Claremont twins both got
They
surgery.
are the youngest of 5 total siblings. They have an older brother and 2 older sisters. Girl, I'm getting it.
I remember her sister when
There's
she came on
nothing
Back
else.
to School.
It's something that she was able to bond with them over. She would take them to fashion shows. That's their fashion I did. and had landed them gigs along the sideline. And
Like, they
this
really could have
leads
done
them to
modeling
land a
with their natural
contract
bodies.
to
Yeah.
for
They were
agency
tall.
Yeah, they were
for agency
5'11".
castings. So both girls go and pursue her. Let me stutter. Stutter. Both girls, the other girls in the house to fight them. Like they verbally She uses car one to go do some online shopping at a luxury shop. At a luxury.
Oh, these are bloopers?
Okay.
On this same day, March 29th, she whips out a car. What is up, my lovely YouTube family? Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, then it's just welcome to my channel. And now, welcome back. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button because you will not be disappointed unless, of course, your taste level is lagging. And if that's the case, please, you must stop by my last video and hear the remedies because there are options for you. You do not have to live a life with a bad taste level. I promise. Before we get started, really quickly, y'all, last video I showed bookmarks that were sent to me. Thank you again. And I promise you that same day I went and opened up more packages that I received. And I felt so bad because someone else had sent me bookmarks. I'm like, dang, I be shouting out one's bookmarks and not the others. And these are so cute. Her name is Sarah. Thank you, Sarah. And she used to process a paper craft process called quilling. I have never heard of this before. So there is one that's like moon and stars, which is really cute. And then it's a cactus with sand and clouds with rain. And I just think these are so cute. Oh my goodness. And they're handmade. So thank you, girl. She also sent me the sweetest letter. I love when y'all send me stuff. This bracelet was actually sent to me too. Like, I believe it's handmade. Yeah, cute little handmade bracelet from Becca. Thank you too, girl. I gotta get better about showing y'all stuff and giving y'all things. And really quick before we get into today's case, books. I'm going to make a community post with all of my book recommendations. I get a lot of DMs asking me like, what was the book you talked about?
Like,
Sometimes
girls
I
ain't
get
get some free
comments,
wigs
people
and
asking
they
me,
just
yeah. So for y'all girls, I'm going to make a community post tomorrow.
I know people be reaching out to me, like hair companies be reaching out to me, but they be asking their review fucking bundles and shit. And I'm like, I want hair.
You know how I like the book. For my girlies who read and are interested. I did finish Home is Where the Bodies Are by Geneva Rose. First of all, everybody goes up for Freedom McFadden when Geneva is out here. Like, her writing style is so great. I absolutely love this book. And the thing is, I'm a person that thinks I'm really smart, right? I'm always trying to figure out what the ending is going to be. I'm always guessing, thinking I know what's going to happen, right? I'm that girl. This right here, I suspected everybody except, I promise, I never suspected.
Oh, I
don't
thought
want
that
to
was
give too
pink.
much away. It was so well
It's not
done.
even
And
pink.
when
The
I
new one
thought
not even
about
pink.
it, I was like, wait, I had the most subtle clues the whole time. This is one of my favorite books I read this year. Highly recommended. And when I went down to Target and spent my money on this book, I had a feeling that it wasn't the wrong thing to do. This is really a good one. Very thrilling, start to finish. I was just talking to Kennedy this morning, True Crime Ken, and she said she read One of Us is Dead, and I'm contemplating reading One of Us is Dead or You Shouldn't Have Come Here next, but I do plan on reading every last book that Mama done wrote, okay? Every one. So there's that. And this book is what I'm on now. It's been lent to me by a friend, and child, this is mess, okay? I like a little bit of mess. Let me just let y'all know what's going on. Long story short,
Like the other day, I was listening to a true crime podcast in the shower, and
like,
they was talking about a girl that got killed while she was getting out the shower. While I was in the shower,
I was like,
I was so paranoid. I had to call my sister up real quick and be like, "Can you just accountable on me right quick?"
Please, I don't want to be killed today.
I was like, "What a coincidence! Like, there's no way."
By the overwhelming desire she feels every time she locks eyes with the one person who's most
I
definitely
like watching
limits.
documentaries too.
His father. She had it bad for his daddy. This is my kind of thing.
I
I've only
watched
read one
that
chapter,
one
like I
documentary
said.
on
My
Netflix
friend,
about
she said
that
it's really
little
good.
boy
I'll let
that
y'all
got
know when I
Yeah,
finish.
I watched. Yeah, I had been watched like, cause they had like episodes like about him on YouTube too. So I had
And
been.
that's pretty much it for the book updates and everything I need to
Yeah,
talk to
I don't know
y'all
how
about
to
that
how
is
like how come
not
they
in
didn't say
relation to
anything
what
like
Facebook
teachers
talking
saw
about. This
like
is another,
they couldn't really
case
say
that
too much
happened
I
where
guess.
someone was locked up in another country. It does have an episode on Locked Up Abroad, but I do have a bit more information than what they talk about in the show.
They was gonna come before the day. They said they was gonna come
Well, you're
October
close.
5th. Yeah, they was gonna come October 5th. I knew she was gonna come before that.
Hello. Girl, must be nice. Sometimes when I used to order clothes on Shein, that shit is not, girl. Bruh.
in LA.
Back then, she used to be ordering, get your shit like the next 2-3 weeks. Like, you still, where my shit at? Like,
freestyle mixed with a little bit of her
you
own
did express
sauce
shipping?
that she's
No,
added
I did
into the
regular
mix.
shipping.
And
Crazy.
Latasha's really good at dancing.
Really nice.
Dancing is
Nearby,
something that she's very passionate about. But
You know
it
you can
also
pick it up at
serves as a
Governor
distraction
Square?
for all of the
I
things
didn't know
that are
that.
not that
Really?
great.
Yeah, you can
I
pick up
would've
some
done
stuff.
that.
Yeah, you can pick up some stuff from Governor.
She's been
Hopefully it's in Jacksonville right now.
with rappers, singers, even gospel artists. So
My backup outfit is in there.
some diversity in her dance moves. She was just waiting on
She gonna be
one
wearing.
big opportunity, and that one
I
big
have,
break
like,
is going
an
to
outfit.
catapult her career, push her to the
I
next
have all my
level.
outfits
When the
planned, but it's just
opportunity
like,
to go and do
I
a
wanted to
3.5
have
month
a
job
backup
dancing
outfit
in
just in case, like,
Thailand
one of those
comes
outfits
up,
don't
she
go
is
right.
extremely excited.
Like, this is one of the
A
outfits that
former
I'm
coworker of hers
wearing.
was initially given the opportunity, but that person was not able to just stop their life and travel to Bangkok for
I have, like, an outfit.
That's a dress.
recommended
Yeah, that's a dress.
Latasha
I have
to
an
take
outfit
her
with this
place.
skirt.
It is 3.5 months worth of
You found those on
guaranteed
Pinterest?
work.
Yeah.
All expenses paid. She's
Yeah.
traveling with another dancer. So
Clutch.
traveling with this
Right.
young lady makes her feel a lot more comfortable about the process. It is a 20-hour flight, but they finally touched down in Bangkok, and it is very surreal. Latasha has never been out of the U.S. before. Once they get settled into the hotel room, they go and check out the space where they'll be dancing, and it looks a little shaky, a little shifty. And Latasha's like, "What kind of dancing did they bring us here to do, girl? Because I'm not doing anything strange for
You drove here?
a piece of change." But she's
Went to your
pretty
place?
sure that
Yeah.
it is legit, and it is not as
You hungry
shifty
yet?
as
You can
the
get
area
food?
looks.
No,
And
I'm
the
hungry.
girls are due to
You
start
hungry?
work literally right away. The night after their arrival is their first night. They get on stage
I don't know what the
and they
hell
are
to
both
eat.
very excited. She and her
I'm
dance
sorry.
partner are a hit
I
with
do
the
need to,
crowd. She gets off the stage and they are cheering them
Okay.
on. She really feels like this is it.
Oh, you going
going
pretty fast.
Level
Yeah,
with this
you might
dancing
be
thing.
going.
After their performance, they go over to the
I forgot to
bar
tell you, he's not gonna be here till 12
and
o'clock. I know I pushed it back.
drink.
I promise you, he's not gonna be here all day.
Introduce themselves, and these two men are
Pretty
very
fast.
well dressed. They're obviously a bit older than she and her dance.
Yeah, if I already know I pushed him, I'm like, I'm not gonna sit there and sit there and stop every 5
They
seconds.
are from Paris, and they're just there on business.
Trust me,
They
I'm gonna
tell
go to
them
sleep
they did a
too.
Great job on stage. Of course, Latasha tells them she had just arrived there the night before from LA, and it's a very brief conversation. The guys don't hold them long, but one of them, Philip, does leave his number with Latasha before making his exit. And Latasha did find him attractive, so she does reach out to him later, and the two of them make dinner plans. During their dinner date, Philip tells Latasha that he works for his father's oil company, and while it's not his personal dream, he does make a lot of money, and it allows him the opportunity to travel and see the world. And he asks a lot of questions about Latasha's life back in LA, what her plans are, what her family structure is like, just literally all of the things that she could have going on in life. And it makes Latasha feel like he's very interested in
Where?
her. She tells him how she does not have a relationship with her biological father.
But you know, it's so
She does have a
sad.
relationship with her
I thought
mother.
that was
It's
OJ
okay,
Simpson.
it could be better.
The entire time, I used to
Unfortunately,
think
her relationship
he died.
with her stepfather is very strained, which overflows
I
into
never
her
watched any of
relationship
the
with her
shows,
mother.
like-
She then goes
Yeah, I
on to
watched
say how
that.
she has
I used
big
to watch
dreams
it.
of becoming a dancer, the work that she has
That's
done,
sad.
and how Thailand is just the start. And Philip commends her on getting out into the world so young. To be doing a job over in Thailand at 18, like you're really taking control of your life, you really have things going on, and you're very mature. So she should be very proud of herself. He also tells Latasha that there is something very special about her that he can see, and he just knows that she'll go far. Probably farther than her little 18.
I really thought he was OJ Simpson. I'm not gonna lie.
Mhm.
That'd be so funny to see on TikTok. God, I did not know that.
That he was bingo.
Yeah. That show was old as
Every
shit.
day, Philip is picking her up, taking
Like
her
1980s or some
somewhere
shit.
new and showing her something
Lived
that
a
she
long
had
life.
never experienced before.
Oh,
And every other
you
night,
know,
he is
the Billie
at the
Eilish
club
review?
watching her performance. and cheering
What, is
on
it good?
the audience.
It smells good?
He's the
It
first
don't smell good?
thing.
I was
They
saying that it
spend
smell
the
good.
entire
I'm pretty sure it's
3.5
Billie Eilish.
months that she is in Thailand together. It's giving couple. However, during this time, aside from one little kiss that they have shared, there has not been any kind of intimacy between them. Philip has not tried to make any kind of move on her, and she kind of likes that he is being respectful or trying to be a gentleman and take things slowly. When her 3-month work visa is up, it is time for her to get out of Thailand and come to the US, and it is a very sad time for her because she's really grown fond of Philip as he is grown fond of her. She's really sad about splitting up from him, and he expresses these same sentiments to her and asks if she'd be willing to come visit him in Paris. She was like, of course.
You have clients who like long and like thick hair.
Girl, I done did white people. Girl, listen, I be doing white people hair too. Like, I be giving them braids. Yes. That should take me a whole 12 hours.
She actually did not believe that she
Like, I remember, I was like, yeah, never the fuck again. I'm so sorry, but literally, if I would have known that your hair was like that, I would have never just like, I didn't know she was white. I didn't know. It's not even, like, they hair be thick as shit. You'd be surprised. And then I gotta tuck it, and then I had gave her some boho braids, so it was just long.
Friends' couches. Sometimes she's sleeping in her car. The money that she has saved from the job over in Thailand is running out, and the struggle is very real. She has not heard anything from Philip, which is not a shocker to her at all. She had prepared herself for that. But one evening, her beeper buzzes, and it is a message from her sister. Philip had called the house looking for her, and this comes as a surprise to her. He did leave a phone number for her to call him back, so she makes her way to the payphone to call him in. Philip answers and sounds extremely happy to hear from her. He's calling because he wants her to.
They listening to our conversation. Somebody said,
she's available. And she
I'm kind of mixed. She said, yeah, give me some braids. I had braids before, and it's good. I'm black, but I'm a little bit more white.
And him being the son of this oil company owner, he got all the funds. So he offers to pay for her expenses. He'll get her a flight right now if she wants to come. She just needs to get herself to the airport. He also tells her that he wants her to come back to Bangkok.
I don't fit everybody.
Where he still is. And then the two of them will catch a flight together to Paris. And Paris is where all his people are, okay? His mom, his dad, his sisters, his brother. He is ready for her to meet the family. Latasha is sleeping in her car. She's like, you know what? I can take a break from this struggle over here in LA. So she's all for it.
But I
She
should
really
get some.
agrees. And when she lands at the Bangkok airport, there he is, smiling like the Cheshire Cat, arms out for
Like, I don't really
They'll
like.
be
I feel
spending
like I
a
like
few days
piercings
in
more,
Bangkok
but
before they go to Paris. So
a
he
back
takes her to
tattoo
the
is
hotel they're staying in, so she can settle in, feeds her well, and this night in the hotel is the first night that they actually do the do. And the way it goes kind of takes Latasha by surprise because it wasn't romantic, it wasn't like passionate and loving and sensual, none of the things. It was rough and personal, and she just felt like a prop. But that's how some men hunch, so she didn't really hold it against him like that. Like, that could be fixed, right? The following morning, she wakes up, she can hear him on the phone speaking an unfamiliar language, and he offers her the phone and tells her it is his sister that she'll be meeting once they arrive in Paris. So she talks to the sister, they have a cute conversation. Sister sounds real nice, real eager to meet her. She tells Latasha how fondly the brother speaks of her, and Latasha over the course of the day.
She said her mom is white and her dad is mixed. So you're right.
Which really eases her mind about meeting them. Because she had been nervous about meeting the family. But talking to
It's
them
majority
first,
white,
they
right?
hear how nice they
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
It's like 75%.
The morning comes,
It's like 75% white girl.
fly to Paris,
It's okay though.
and
Is it she has real estate hair or
Latasha's
really
awakened by the sound
She said
of
she got
Philip
mixed hair.
speaking very
I'm pretty sure her hair
loudly
like
on
fine as hell.
the
If your daddy,
native tongue.
your dad mixed,
Though she
and your mom is fully
cannot
white, your hair is
exactly
straight.
what the
Your hair
conversation
bone straight
is.
probably.
She could tell by the tone of his voice that it is not good. So after the call wraps, she asks him if everything is okay, and he tells
It'd be
her
hard to do
no, he
hair on like
knows that a good
people with
close
very
friend
soft
is
hair.
in
Like hard to
another.
do small braids.
There's more than
It's
one.
easier to do bigger braids on
The
them.
friend is very dear to him, but unfortunately, they don't think he's gonna make it. And he would like to go visit his friend before he goes home to Paris. So he tells her that he wants her to go ahead and fly to Paris, and he'll go see his friend and catch up with her later. It'll only be a few days. Now, Latasha is uncomfortable with this, okay? I don't know if I mean like that. She is not comfortable with this plan at all. She has never been to Paris. Like, girl, I'm just now getting out of the country. This is a bit to ask me to go by myself to Paris. But he tries to assure her that she'll be fine, that his brother and his sister are picking her up from the airport. She will not for a second be alone to figure things out by herself. Like, that's not at all the case. But no matter what he says, she's still very uncomfortable, and she is expressing that. And this starts to irritate Philip. He tells her that it is basically not up for discussion. He wasn't asking her.
He was telling
He
her.
starts to raise his voice, which is something he had not done up until that point. And it was basically like, look, this is my dime, so you're moving on my time. If I say you're flying today, you're flying today. And then he reverts back to his calm demeanor, and it's like, you know, everything will be okay. I'll be there in no time, and you'll be fine. Now, even though at this point she's 19, she didn't have a birthday since she's seen him last, she is trying to be the mature woman that he saw in her when they first met. She doesn't want to sound like she is whining or like she's ungrateful. She wants to give mature woman. So she stops complaining and she just says, okay. So once it is established and everyone is on board for her to fly to Paris by herself, Philip takes a look at her suitcase and makes a comment about how bulky it is. He's unzipping it, he's looking at her things that are just kind of thrown into the suitcase, and he's like, what is this? Like, this is not the proper way to pack.
She was 19.
He tells her he's gonna repack her bag because this right here is just a mess. He removes everything out of her suitcase.
I think some ladies, like, she had got killed by her boyfriend.
Back in, and before he gets everything back into it, he tells her that she can use some more space. So he grabs one of his bags, which is like a smaller duffel bag. He puts it on the bed and starts putting the rest of her things into the bag and tells her that you can borrow my luggage. It's fine. And she is like, no, everything can fit. But for some reason, he is insisting that she use 2 bags instead of just the one. So again, she just goes with it. Once her bags are all packed up and she is ready to go, he seems to be in good spirits. So she just tries to do her best and reciprocate his energy. They arrive at the airport. She gets out and is given her ticket, and the driver gets her suitcase. And she is expecting Philip to at least walk her into the airport, but he does not. He just looks at her and tells her that he'll be in Paris as soon as possible. Now, she does not at all like the fact that he won't even walk her into the airport, but she decides not to complain. At first, going from sleeping in her car with just a few coins in her pocket to being on an all-expense paid trip to Bangkok and then Paris, the love interest sounded like a dream. But y'all, now that she is in it, not so much. At this point, she is very irritated, but decides to just go along and go through the motions. I mean, she is on her way to Paris, right? Now, before she reaches the baggage check area, something tells her to look at her ticket. And she notices that the destination on the ticket that Philip had handed her was not Paris. She's instead showing a destination to what was at the time the country of Czechoslovakia. Now, it has since been split into 2 states, Czech Republic and Slovakia, but at the time they were one, okay? And this does stand out to her. It's kind of a red flag. She's like, what is this? Way too many words for Paris, okay? Paris is only 5 letters. Something told her to look at that ticket, and something now is telling her that this destination on the ticket does not feel right. But she figures that maybe it's just a layover. And maybe when she gets to that layover, she'd be printing a new ticket for her final destination. You know, the second leg of the flight. She hadn't done this often, so this kind of made sense to her. Besides, why would Philip send her somewhere foreign and unknown instead of where he told her he was sending her? It just didn't make sense. So she continues on to go check her bags, and within 5 minutes of her checking her bags, airport security comes in, taps her on the shoulder. They tell her to come along with them. She's not sure what's going on, but she follows them to the back because she couldn't say no. And when she gets there, on the table is that duffel bag that Philip had given her. They ask her if this bag is hers, and she says yes. She figures, what's the point in lying when everybody has cameras everywhere? One of the men begins to take everything out of the bag, shoes, a couple toiletry items, a couple items of clothing, nothing out of the ordinary. The bag is empty, it's just her things on the table, and she's like, okay, what's the problem? Well, Mr. Security Guard takes out a box cutter and starts to cut the lining of the bag, and she's freaking out because, baby, I borrowed this bag and I'm not sure how much it costs. Like, please don't destroy it. But when he pulls out this package that is wrapped very tightly with tape, all she can do is stare at it for a couple of moments because, girl, where did that come from? She tells him, this is not mine. I don't know what that is. It does not belong to me. As a matter of fact, this bag does not belong to me. I borrowed it from this guy named Philip, but they're not trying to hear any of the things that she has to say. At this point, she still is not realizing what is happening to her. She's thinking Philip picked up this particular bag by mistake. He may not even know that this was in the lining of the bag. She is begging to be allowed to call him. Baby, Philip ain't picking up that phone. He then takes the blade and cuts the package open. Inside, drugs, child. They test them just to be sure, positively drugs. Latasha is charged with possession of 2.4 kilos of heroin and sent to Thailand's worst prison for women. Lord, yeah.
He just don't like black women. He did that shit on purpose.
Does not play when it comes to their drug laws. So she is facing up to life in prison. Unsurprisingly, most of the people inside of the jail, the inmates, the guards, they all speak Thai. The cell she is taken to is this huge room that has no beds. It's just a bunch of women in there that are locked up. Some of whom are staring at her while they're talking, so it's very obvious to her that they're talking about her, but she cannot tell what's being said. And as she is looking around the room, there is a white woman that is there, and she motions for Latasha to come over. She introduces herself as Sandra and says that she is there from Britain and she is locked up for drugs as well, but she encourages or advises Latasha to keep as much of her story to herself. Like when people get to asking you your business, do not be so eager to just tell them everything. And Sandra really lays down the law of the prison land for Latasha. She warns her who to watch out for specifically, especially one of the guards who is referred to as Little Hitler. He's short, but she is a brutal little guard. Mean all the time. And she tells her, you don't know who you can trust in here, so just keep that in mind. That first night is very intense, very tough for Latasha, but she is still believing in her heart that everything is gonna be sorted out. This is all one big misunderstanding. When Philip realizes that she did not make that connecting flight to Paris to meet up with his siblings, he looked for her. He retraced her steps and learned that she has been wrongfully jailed. He'd find out about these drugs and he let them know that the bag actually belonged to him, and she would then get her little things and walk free. Now, day 2 of her prison life, she is out in the yard with her girl Sandra when a group of Nigerian women approach them and ask if they can show her something. And she's keeping in mind what Sandra told her. You can't trust everybody. Girl, what are you trying to show me? But the women don't come off as threatening, so she says yes with skepticism. One of the women pulls out 2 crinkly photos of one man and asks her if she knows him. And the photos are of Philip. The woman then tells Latasha that Philip is not whomever he's presenting himself to be. He is, in fact, a big-time drug dealer. And when he needs to get a large shipment through the airport, he uses decoys to take a smaller package into the airport that airport security has already been tipped off about, and they are all in cahoots. So essentially, she was just a sacrificial lamb that he used to appease the authorities for turning a blind eye and allowing him to get on the plane with a much larger package. Now she starts to think back about everything that had transpired, all of the things that stood out to her in real time, all the things that are standing out to her now. She had been arrested within minutes of checking that bag. They were already waiting for her. It all makes sense. And Philip wasn't asking her a bunch of questions in the beginning because he really wanted to get to know her. He was vetting her. He likely figured she wasn't doing much in her life and had no one that would come look for her. So why not use her as the decoy? At this point, Latasha realizes that she is not going home anytime soon, if ever. So she decides to figure out her little prison life and how to get settled in and comfortable for the time being. As comfortable as she could get being in a Thai prison. And then things go from bad as hell to worse. So Latasha gets very sick. Just a couple of days into being there, she is very ill. She can't keep anything down. She's very weak. And finally, she is allowed to make a trip to the infirmary to get checked out. As if things could not possibly get worse, Latasha finds out that she is pregnant. Okay? Now, the prison had a different area for pregnant women to shower away from everybody else. It's a very exclusive little showering space. One day she's in there taking her showers there, and it's very early in her pregnancy, so she's not really showing. And as she is showering, she is approached by Little Hitler, the meanest guard in the whole prison, and she walks right up on Latasha and whacks her across the back. Okay?
Cool.
Telling her that this is not the space for you.
Are you cool?
And there's a language barrier. She is trying to tell her, like, I am pregnant. Finally, some other women come and rush to her aid and confirm, like, the woman is pregnant. Stop hitting her. Child, would have stuck my stomach out so fast. Give me back one more time. I'm just playing, y'all. Luckily for her, the baby was completely unharmed during the event. Her being pregnant in jail just adds a whole new level of fear and stress. Because who wants to have a baby in jail? Furthermore, Thai prisons don't give you like any type of follow-up appointments. I don't know if any of the prisons do, but you don't have any of the regular appointments during your pregnancy. No listening for the heartbeat, no ultrasound, none of the things. So you just have to hope that your baby is growing and it's healthy. 6 months go by with Latasha still waiting on her day in court, and it looks like Mama might have her day in the delivery room before then, assuming that there would be. The day she goes into labor, she is taken into this empty room with just a bed, and she is left there alone. She is walking around the room, pacing, being forced to just endure her labor pains. They offer her no pain medication, no rub on the back, not any kind of comfort. She is just there like a cat in a crate that is expected
to feel a baby.
When the pain becomes its worst, she takes someone into the room, and when she looks up, it is none other than little Hitler. Like, of all the people, at this point, I would have just knocked my head up against the wall, girl, and just knocked myself out, and hopefully just wake up to the baby in my arms. But to her surprise, little Hitler comes in and rubs her back and is consoling her, showing her compassion, attempting to comfort her. She's telling her it's gonna be okay. You'll be all right. You're strong. You can do this. And little Hitler stays there comforting her until the nurses come in ready to deliver the baby. Her baby is born healthy. It is a boy, and she names him Angel. Her entire pregnancy, she had been worried and stressed out and afraid of giving birth to a baby that belongs to Philip. But she is quite relieved when she takes a look at that baby, and he looks just like her ex-boyfriend that she had seen before she left for Bangkok.
Oh, so she was pregnant already.
The relief is overwhelming. Can you imagine? Having her baby there with her in prison made her feel not as bad. She actually said that it made her feel like she was free. It was a distraction from everything around them. Of course, being in an all-women's prison, the girls are gonna fall in line, okay? The village will form. So she has the help of everyone else. But of course, her impending trial date is still looming over her head because she still does not know how long she'll be here. And she is also faced with the terrible reality that her son cannot stay in prison with her forever. In Thailand, they'll allow you to keep the baby for 12 months. And then you either find somewhere for the baby to go, or they will find somewhere for your child to go. And Latasha is afraid that if she is found guilty, she may never see him again. Her lawyer has advised her to plead guilty because if she pled guilty, she would receive a lesser sentence than she would if she let the courts decide whether or not she was guilty. Because if they found her guilty, she is facing life. But Latasha does not at all feel comfortable pleading guilty to something she did not do. So when her day comes in court, she enters a plea of not guilty. And just like her lawyer had tried to warn her, they found her guilty anyway and sentenced her to life in prison. At this point, although she is enjoying having her baby in prison and it is a distraction, she feels like it's kind of selfish to keep him there. And it's probably in his best interest for her to go ahead and make arrangements for him. So she calls her mother, offering her guardianship of him. She flies to Thailand immediately to meet her new grandson and take him home. She knows that it was in the best interest of her child, but it still doesn't hurt any less. Sending her son off was very difficult, and after he is gone, she really struggles with depression. Some days she feels inspired by him to go on and keep pushing through. And she uses his angel as her North Star. But there are a lot of days that she feels like giving up, believing that her son would be perfectly fine without her, that if she just ended her life right there, he would still grow up with a loving mother, the same one she had. So she knows from firsthand experience that he'd be well taken care of, well loved, and nurtured. This is her back and forth mental battle on a daily basis. She also comes to the realization that if she is going to survive Lardia, she needs a distraction, something that keeps her mind and her body busy. So she uses art, dance, and fitness as ways to do so. 2 years in her sentence, she is teaching aerobics classes to the inmates, and soon after she started doing this, she was allowed by the prison to use this space near one of the factories in the prison to put on headphones and dance to actual music instead of her dancing to the music she had in her head, which is what she'd been doing up until this point. And then the other inmates form an actual band that performs. This little prison version of the Beatles, y'all, they perform concerts throughout the year. And for these performances, they solicit Latasha to put together their choreography. 8 years now into Latasha's sentence, the U.S. makes an agreement with Thailand, and it's a transfer treaty where prisoners that are U.S. citizens locked up currently in Thailand can apply for a transfer where they'll be returned home, but they would still have to serve out their sentence just in a U.S. prison. And luckily for Latasha, she is among those chosen to return to the U.S. The day that Latasha leaves the Thai prison is bittersweet. A lot more sweet than bitter. She has spent a little over 8 long years with all of these women. She has had her baby, had them be a part of their process. She really formed bonds with a lot of them. So it was really emotional for many of them when she leaves. They're happy for her, but also sad to see her go. And as she is leaving, they actually cheer for her and clap for her and the others that are returning to their home. Latasha is transferred directly into a U.S. prison where she serves an additional 4 months before she is released. February 21st of 2003, she is a free woman, and she's reunited with her son. She goes to her mother's house the day of the release, and she had always thought of the moment she'd be reunited with Angel, how it can go a million different ways. It being emotional, tough, even if there's some resentment there, or if he feels like she's kind of a stranger. But he just runs in from outside and says, "Hey mom, let's go to the park." And her coming back home and into the fold of his little life is just as simple as that. Now, since then, she has found her life partner, and she has done work trying to help women or people, not just women, who are close to being released or newly released and are trying to, find their way, find their footing, merging back into society. She also does personal training. She still does dance classes and art, all of the things that brought her joy before. So yeah, that is the story of Latasha Madison.
Oh, she was telling a story?
Yeah.
I thought she was saying something like
I thought it was true crime.
Yeah. I mean, it is true crime, but...
And the thing is, I ain't gonna get into all of that. I'm just glad Miss Girl is home.
She was talking about somebody being
let me know down below. I think the makeup came out cute enough or whatever to go out and look the part. I'm pleased. Y'all like the video before you leave. Subscribe to the channel if you have not. As always, I appreciate you so much for spending your time with me, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Peace. My finger itch, and it ain't dirty. Y'all stop. The 2 women get settled into the hotel room, and not the first night, and the girls are due to work, and the girls are starting. Philip does let her know that he works here and compete with my son. But one evening, her buzzer beeps. Buzzer beeper. Oh, I meant to put on my blush first. Jeez. And when she lands in Bangkok at the airport, and again, Latasha is awakened by the sound of almost going Patrick. Philip, after the call, she asks him if the friend is very dear to him. This is very, okay, no. Hotel, they ain't at a hotel, but at the airport. Who is that? Just her. Hope that your baby is progressing healthily. Is healthily a word? So she uses art, dance, and fitness as a form to... This little Beatles version, this little prison version of the Beatles, y'all, they perform. The day that Latasha is sent to... I'm so glad to be done. What is up, my YouTube family? Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time, my delicious, welcome to my channel. And not welcome back. Go ahead and subscribe button because you are disappointed unless the portion taste level is lacking.
I'm not gonna lie, I puff past, so I don't think you're. If you want, you can go take a. You can go home for like 30.
This woman who, long story short, met an African
But I promise
man
you, your
over
hair,
in
you can feel where your hair
Thailand
at.
who said he lived in Paris
And did about
and
like
set her
a
up
rose or
with
so.
a camera girl with a life sentence. locked
You
up
feel
over
where
in
you at?
Thailand over some drugs she
No,
did
I
not
already
need to put
feel
her
it,
back.
like-
He met her, winded down her at the beginning, made her think
Above
he was
your
gonna
ear.
be something. Dangled the idea of her coming to Paris and having a time with him, which lured her in, and child, like I
It's
said,
not
she
gonna
ended
be
up
here all
buying
night. See,
more.
it's only 3
Now,
o'clock.
I want to first say to my girl's credit, she does not watch my content, so she did not see.
I hate
that
getting my hair.
video.
Like, I hate
Exactly.
having to do, like,
Before
long
we
braids on
let me
myself.
set the plans.
It be taking me, like, 2 days to
We
do
also
my
have
braids.
Key,
Like,
he
whenever I
lives
used to
here,
do it.
and then we have
I
Mimi.
used to do
Now
it
Mimi
myself 2
is,
days.
I
For the
love
whole
Mimi
week.
so much. Like Mimi is so friendly. I feel like man, woman, or child, rat, cat, dog, possum. She could have a conversation with them. She's a very people person, very peoply. She loves to chat with strangers specifically. My girl love a stranger. Mimi is such a people person. Honestly, it's something that I admire about her. That she can hold a conversation with, I'm talking about any background. You could drop Mimi on any social scene. My girl can fit right on in and have the conversation. She's always willing to talk to a stranger. Now, myself and Key, not so much. And we're always having to keep our eye out for Mimi. We always having to watch her. She only 5'2", it's like
They asked me to do these full boho knowledge. I'm so sorry.
Okay, you could be kidding
Hell
that
nah.
job. Real quick.
Hell
So we
nah.
always have to
They
keep
just
an
take
eye on
too
her.
long.
Saturday, we decided we're gonna go to the pool. Mimi and Key live in the same apartment complex, so we're gonna go to the pool, have a good time. Before I even get there, I receive this text. When Mimi gets
I got
home to
snacks too. I got
strangers,
ice
our
cream.
antennas go
Well,
up,
I
and we
got
just
ice cream
know
in the
to watch out for her. Just keep an eye on her. When I saw 25-year-old French boy,
You got
so,
it.
then I walk into the
yeah,
pool
chicken.
and
No, I
the
have
young man is
breakfast.
chocolate. Now I'm not
Maybe
saying French people don't come in chocolate flavors.
But
I'm not
this
saying
is
Smart.
some of them get
You're not
French.
like me.
It just did. I put my things down. She is in
But
the
this is
pool
like around
chatting with this
like
guy, and I'm
I
hearing
had a friend
his
that also
accent.
had
It's an
those.
African accent. He and I, we get into the pool. We're not rude, so we introduce ourselves. I forgot what his name was, but Key and I start having a conversation like over to the side. Mimi's still chatting with this guy, okay? All of a sudden, he leaves. She flows over to us and she's like, yeah, he's really cool. And I'm like, Mimi, is he African? She was like, yeah, he's talking about coming shopping with him in Paris. She wasn't at all like interested in that or believing that. She was just like, you know, whatever, but that's just something he said. He gets out of the pool and he is on the phone. Talking, not speaking English, and I didn't hear no wee, so I don't think he was speaking French. All of a sudden, he leaves, and 2 other men come to the pool. One of them
girl
we
that
call
was like-
Romulus, okay? The
She
other
was
one,
like, she was
Nestle.
doing hair
Romulus
for
and Nestle come
little
with
kids
a
for
bottle
like
of
before
liquor.
school started.
I'm not a big drinker.
And I was in,
anymore.
I
I
was
will
tuning
use
in
wine in
on
a social setting.
You was
I
tuning in?
cocktails.
Yeah, just
Aside
watching
from that,
her,
like any old given day, I'm just
Cause
not
she was
trying to
in and out,
indulge in the
in and
liquor.
out.
Not anymore.
Like,
So he comes in and he's like, "Hey, ladies." They introduce themselves. We introduce ourselves. He gives her actual name, right?
159.
Romulus does not ask if we want liquor. He just pulls out 3 solo cups.
Yeah,
And
people
it's
love
like
to
a
see people just
mid-sized
braid and
cup,
talk and
probably
just
about 6 ounces. He
talk about
sets
random
all
shit.
3 at the edge of the pool where we are. He puts ice in them and he fills the cups almost to the rim. Now he does open the bottle in front of us. Still, baby, there is nothing out here evolving faster than the scammers. The scammers are evolving at a rate faster than anything else out here, okay? So you opening up this bottle here and that does nothing for me, girl. I feel like you could have put a seal on it yourself. I don't put nothing past the
Oh, you
scammer.
correcting visitors.
And in my mind, you could
All right,
potentially be one. I don't
You
know.
said visitors, right?
Yeah.
Right.
He fills the cup.
They told for real.
Damn near to the
Hell
rim.
yeah,
There was like
Any time of the
maybe
day
a
too?
little bit of rum
So
left.
any time of
I
the day, they
decided I
don't
was
give a
drinking it,
fuck.
but I still said thank you after he poured it. After he pours the liquor, he
Girl, you
goes
got any
and
food in the
sits
house?
with
No, girl, that's
Nancy
why I'm
and just sit
hungry.
poolside. Me, Key, and I continue our conversation in the pool. We having a good time. Then Romulus walks up to us like at the pool edge and he goes, "You ladies didn't touch your drinks." And he says it in a very serious tone. Now, at this point, my antennas are so far up. They're picking up all the
Really?
details.
Yeah.
He says it, and then he looks at each of us, and then we don't say anything for a second. He smiles, and it was just, that one was kind of weird because it's like he was trying not to seem pushy. The smile did not give genuine. It gave, "Trust me, I'm friendly. Drink this
You said,
drink."
"Girl,
so
see,
maybe like,
you're
"Oh, you
starving."
know." She looks in the cup,
And that's my fault, though.
she's
It's
like,
nobody
"I thought we were
else's.
gonna have juice. I was waiting on juice. It's just straight liquor." Romulus is like, "I'll get you juice." He goes and gets some juice. Brings it, tops off the cups. He can barely top off the cups because he's
You
put so
hot
much
now?
liquor in here. They pick
I'm
up their cups and
good.
they're sipping.
It's because I'm braiding. I mean,
Yeah.
hot, cold, hot,
He
cold,
first
hot,
of all, he didn't
cold.
even ask if I drank. what if I don't drink? You didn't even ask. So they're sipping, and I'm like, this is much better, thank you. And then he smiles again, and he goes back over there with Nestle. We go back to our conversation. Romulus comes back, and he gets into the pool this time.
I didn't even know you had texted me that she was at the door. I just literally opened the door to go outside.
You just come up and you start talking over the conversation. You're not gonna do me like that, baby. I'm gonna keep with my conversation. Like, don't be disrespectful. So that's what happens. Key and I continue the conversation. Mimi is so nice, so sweet. So she starts talking to him and they start having a conversation. And I hear him telling her he's French, her being nice. She's like, I know a couple of French words. So they're bouncing French words off of each other. He's telling her certain like sentences. And I just can't help but to wonder myself, like, does he really speak full-on French? Because, well, I know 17 Spanish words. Like, I could tell somebody else speaks Spanish and be like, do you know blue, azul, roja? Like, put a little sentence together. So at this point, I'm wondering, does he really speak French or is this some stuff he's rehearsed? Maybe I'm too dramatic. Maybe it's my imagination. But I was like, he probably don't even know no French. I was not sold on the fact that he knew French for real. Then Nestle comes and gets into the pool. And he again asks us our names. So at this point, I've already given them the rundown of my last video on what happened. And Keelan tells him her name is Nikki. He does this little weird, creepy smile. So I'm internally laughing because she has switched her name. Keelan said, y'all not about to kidnap me, baby. She has switched her name with the very same people she literally just told her name was Key. So it was funny. So he said something about us not being truthful about our names. I don't say anything. I'm engaging as little as possible. Mainly because I came out to have a good time with my girls and I feel like y'all interrupting that. But I'm trying not to be rude at the same time.
They must have been in Mexico.
If she will be willing or if she would like to go to Paris someday. She's like, I would love to see Paris someday. Man, they don't find it funny. I float off. I love to, do a little dead man's float in somebody's water. I don't hear well when my ears are in the air. But when they underwater like this is all that's above the water, I really can't hear. But every time I come up and stand on my feet, Nestle is right here alongside me. And so is Key. This happens like 5 times. I come up and then he's like, finally, he's like, can you teach me how to float? I'm trying to do it too.
You ain't from Gordo's?
So I'm like, oh, it's not really something I can teach. But the best tip that I can give you is to fully relax.
Oh, I think I've been seeing it. It's on the
real
road.
body will not float. And he just said something like, oh,
They be having those things on the little board on the
stay in the
outside.
ocean all day. Baby, I'm going to nobody's
That's what
ocean.
they saw
Roll the
Spanish
rest you don't get
Yeah,
is
it's
this
so
little
bad.
5
They
feet
sell
of
like
water
liquor
in
too.
Houston, Texas. Come to find out
We tried
later on
Elvis,
from Key.
I
When I
like
talked about
Elvis
the first time,
from
he said
Mexico.
something
I
and I
never
didn't
ate at
react.
Gordo's
He
with-
went to like
I
try to
like
touch me in
Elvis
some kind of way.
right
And so she was
Go to Gordo's.
walking with me as I floated to keep him from touching me and like trying to talk to
I
him,
might go.
entertain him. But he was so fixated on me in this floating. It was a weird thing. And I just thought it was really strange how guy number 1, he made that phone call. He left, they came, you never saw him again. That's so weird. Very on brand for it, that been a whole scam. And eventually made me realize like we didn't want to be involved with them. And she did try to get rid of them, but to her credit, for whatever reason it worked. They got out of the pool, they sat there for a bit, and then they left. And we were alone and happy. And that is the story. And hopefully they don't snatch Mimi while she taking out the trash. Because that was her apartment complex. You cannot tell me Mimi wasn't almost in the same boat as the lady that I talked about in my previous video. It was very weird. My girl be having me stressed, and she just spent 6 weeks in Costa Rica alone. She works from home. She was like, you know what? I'm gonna go work in Costa Rica for a couple of weeks. Please know I have her full itinerary. I'm talking about her ride to the airport, the flight information, the ride from the airport to her destination, the address of where she was staying, the contact information, and
Yeah, actually, you get boho braids,
before
right?
she even left.
You ever got
And
them
the entire
before?
time, I was watching my girl like a little sin, because
I've done them before myself.
I'm afraid for my girl. I told her to even
Got
stay away
tingled
from
up.
the monkeys, baby. The monkeys
This
eat
is
still
like when
chill.
they had first came out.
You only 5'2", so that is
Like when
it. Y'all watch out. They out here, girl. That might have been Philip. I don't know. And some people are asking like,
I
if
really
they ever
was
called
like, I got
Philip in the
boho
last
locks
video,
like
whatever
twice
happened with
before.
Philip. That was
I-
not his real
I
name.
did
He never
boho
gave his
locks
real
before. I did.
information, and he was in cahoots with the airport authorities, so
Yeah.
they were not
Yeah, not a
going
lot.
to go get him. They allowed him to go through with his big package,
He's gonna
and she was a bone that he threw to airport authorities, so they still, can have them an arrest on their books. so he was not caught, unfortunately. And that might have been him at the pool on Saturday. But now that I have talked y'all's head off about my own personal life, oh, one more thing. I finished You Made a Fool of Death with Your Beauty, and I started this last night from Geneva Rose. You Shouldn't Have Come Here. I haven't gotten far at all. Like, I read it right before I went to sleep last night, and instead of doing another community post,
You be reading
I'm gonna
crime
dedicate a
books?
video on what I read this month between like the last book in September for the book girlies. We'll do that. Now, without further ado, let's get into the case I'm talking about today. This is a case that happened over in India, and it is a lot. July 1st of 2018, neighbors of the Chandawat family noticed that they were seen any one of the 11 members of the family that lived there. And the Chandawat family owns and operates their own grocery / general store, which opens every day at 5:30 a.m. They're never late. Usually they're there at around 5 a.m. when someone is there to prepare the store for opening.
But I do be reading like love, like stuff about like love and like
still no one is
being a good woman.
The milkman has come by and left their delivery, which is still sitting there untouched. And so their regular customers and their neighbors become very alarmed because something has to be wrong. Now, this family consists of widowed Narayani. She is the matriarch of the family. 3 of her adult children live inside the house with her. There's her little daughter, Prativa, who lives there with her 33-year-old daughter, Priyanka, her son, Bhavnesh, and his wife, Savita, who share a 25-year-old daughter, Neetu, a 23-year-old daughter, and they have a 15-year-old son, Drew. And then there's Narayani's youngest son, his wife, Tina,
That is pretty early.
their 15-year-old son, Shiva.
I really eat
Not
like twice a
seeing
day.
any of these
I eat
people come and go is
I be
unusual. The
having
neighbors
to eat.
attempt to reach out to them by phone, but nobody is answering. So he stops by the Chandawats and knocks on the door, and still there is no answer. All that can be heard is the family's dog that is barking like crazy. And this dog is tied to the roof of their 3-story home. Also unusual. Now, this neighbor was very close with the family. He's known them for a while. He's really close with Narayani's youngest son, Lalit. So he checks the door to see if it is unlocked. And to his surprise, it actually
almost
is.
3 hours
But
in.
the house is completely silent. He has a feeling that something might be wrong, but absolutely nothing could prepare him for what he actually walks into. When he walks into the house a bit further on the first floor of the home, he finds the family, and the scene is horrific. 9 of the family members are hanging from iron bars that are part of the ceiling by these different color scarves, and it's very eerie.
Oh my gosh, I heard
because
that
they're
story
in a circle and they're
about
all
when
facing each other.
about
They're
how the
the
whole family, like,
exact
ended up, like,
distance from one
hanging
another.
themselves.
Very methodical, very unnerving. A 10th family member is also hanging from a scarf, but she is to the right of them, and each member of the family is blindfolded. Their hands are bound, and their mouths are taped shut. The matriarch of the family, Narayani, is lying
That's
on
what they
the
made it
floor
seem
in
like,
the next
but
room
people,
over,
some people
and she is
believe that
laying
like it's
beside
conspiracy
head
theories
over on
around
her
it, yeah.
side. Out of all the
Cause like
cases
how do you
that I've
all make
all
out
the
stuff
times
and
I've
like
read, it
all
was like
came
a
to say
scene
let
out
me
of a
hear
horror
myself.
movie.
Yeah, and it's
No,
kind of like it was like
it's
it was
like
a
a
cult
scene out of a
or
horror
whatnot.
movie. The neighbor runs out of the house. He is disturbed, distraught. He calls the police, and word travels really fast about the Chandawat family, like how they're in this house, positioned this way. So before the police can even arrive, their home is swarmed
like the
by
grandma was
neighbors
found in,
who
like,
are
in a
running
different
in
room.
to
That's why
see.
it was like
These people are taking pictures on their
something
phone,
weird.
taking videos.
Grandma ain't
a lot
wanna
of which
die?
can be found online if you
No,
look
grandma
up
was
their
dead, but
name,
she
you'll
was dead
see
like a different way than
exactly what
everybody
the
else.
scene looked like. It
So they
is
killed somebody killed
way
them.
too graphic for YouTube. They ain't about to flag me, baby. So I'm not putting the picture of them in the way that they were found in the video. If you can stomach it, Google it and look it up. The police arrived to the house at exactly 7:18 a.m. and they are having to push through
Me?
people
I'd
to
be
get
curious.
into the
I
house.
do be curious.
Initially, police
Wanted
will
to
never
see.
seen nothing like this, so they are stunned. But they believe that the family was potentially ambushed by a group because it definitely would take more than 2 or 3 people to ambush and overpower 11. And they also think that it was possibly driven by financial gain because they have the store that's doing well. Lalit owns a plywood company that performs very well. It is widely known that this family has done very well for themselves. But there is no sign of forced entry, no sign of stolen goods. All of the women are still wearing their jewelry, and none of their items appear to have been tampered with. So that is very quickly ruled out. If not for monetary gain, then naturally one would think that this was something done out of spite and malice. Now, who would be driven by that is another question they're unable to answer, because according to everybody they talk to, their friends, their family, the people that are familiar with them through their businesses, they were very kind, very generous, peaceful, and devout. Like, these people did not have any enemies. At least none that anyone can think of. But the police is thinking like it had to be somebody. They had to have angered somebody to come in here and do this. So they noticed that there are security cameras outside that do pick up the entrance of their home. So they take a look to see if anybody had come to the house that night before. But the only people they see come and go from the home are the family members themselves. However, something does stick out to them. Lilith's wife, Tina, and their son, Siobhan, are seen bringing in several stools, like footstools, into the home that night, which these stools were found at their feet. So they had obviously used them to step off of. They speak to Nariani's two surviving children that don't live inside the home. She has a son and a daughter. They echo the sentiments of the neighbors and the friends. Nobody that they can think of would have wanted to hurt their family. It doesn't appear that they had anything to do with it themselves, and they couldn't make sense of it either. So at this point, a team of forensic experts are sent in to check out the scene and try to make sense of the things. Now, the oldest son of Nariani, his fingers indicate that there had been some sort of struggle, and he obviously attempted to release his own hands because one of them was free. Once they noticed this, they just started to look at each of them a bit closer. And then they noticed something about the children. Each of the children are tied extremely tight, and they are bound with phone cables not only on their hands, but their feet as well. The adults did not have any type of restraints on their feet. And the children's ears are also packed tightly with cotton. They don't show any sign of struggle, but that cotton is a bit strange. Nariani herself, the matriarch, she has the scarf around her neck like everyone else, but there's also a belt attached to a wardrobe right near where her head was.
Yeah,
and there was a belt mark
not from
on
her, but like a
neck.
different
11
person.
ambulances are called to the scene to remove them, but they can barely get through the crowd because, according to the police officer, several hours into them checking out the scene and trying to conduct the investigation, thousands of people had gathered in front of their home. The ambulance can barely get through. The closer they look at the crime scene, the more it appears that this was not the work of any assailant at all, but the work of the Chenoweth family themselves. For what reason would they do this? Just 14 days prior, they just celebrated Priyanka's engagement with this lavish party. Everybody seemed to be so happy, so excited. They spoke about the future. Like, why would they then turn around 14 days later
You said they
and
thought
end it
about
all
something
at
like
the
that?
same
I think
time?
that's why
They did it?
This was mad.
I think it has
Scouring the house for clues, they come across evidence of a ritual having taken place the night before, or at least very recent. There's a pile of
Did the
ash
son die?
and an altar
everybody
and
kills
this
them, like, that's
diary
like-
The son
placed upon the
Yeah,
altar.
convinced
And
them?
it is the
Yeah, the son
first
convinced
of
everybody.
11 total
They're-
diaries
they're young
dating
ass
back to
son.
2007. They have been
Young
consistently
son?
written
Oh, no,
for
the
the last
oldest
11 years.
Like,
And with
not the
them
little
lies
kids.
Why would
today
he do
the
that?
hard
He
truth
convinced
about
everybody.
what happened. But first, we're
What if
gonna
they
take
did
all the way back
reincarnate?
to the very beginning for everything
We don't
to come
know. We
together.
never-
Back in 1988, Lily, Nariani's youngest son, was 15
They're not
years
gonna
old. He was involved in
reincarnate
this
with each
bicycle
other, though.
accident that gave him a pretty bad head injury and resulted in him being hospitalized for quite a while. And in 2004, at the age of 31, he has yet another incident that I can't really call an accident. Lily is involved in a confrontation. He has a disagreement with an employee because, mind you, he owns this plywood business. Apparently, there was a dispute with an employee about his pay. He confronts Lily about it. The two of them engage in fisticuffs, and the employee sets the shop on fire. Unfortunately, Lily gets trapped inside of his plywood business. It's a whole big ordeal. He does not believe he's gonna make it. He's just in there with the flames. His lungs are filled to the brim with smoke, but that is the extent of his injuries. However, once they get him out of there, he will not or cannot speak. He sees several specialists, none of whom report that his injuries are significant enough to cause speechlessness or
just
even
nonverbal.
damage to his throat, and they have no idea why he is not speaking.
Would
But
you speak?
they don't see a reason why he can't speak. He is then referred to a psychiatrist, believing it to possibly be like PTSD maybe, but he does not follow up and see the psychiatrist, and the family does not encourage him to do so because it was kind of their belief that psychiatrists are for the mentally insane, the people who are wrong in the head. Collectively, they believe that only crazy people see a psychiatrist, and he is not that, so they dropped it. Now, going forward, he uses a notebook to communicate with the family, and this becomes the norm, thus bringing us to the 11 diaries that the police will find. Even when Lilith's son is born, he says not a word. He doesn't utter the baby's name, nothing. He's completely mute. Now, me personally, I really believe that it was a choice that he made. And I believe he slipped into the bathroom every now and then and said a couple words behind their back. I bet he did. Not only is he writing down the things that he wants to say to his family members, but he's also capturing his own thoughts, like in the traditional sense that you would with a diary. And during this time, Narayani's husband, the patriarch of the family, he's still alive when all of this is going on. But 3 years into Lilith not speaking in 2007, Bhopal, Narayani's husband, passes away. And this is a huge blow to the family because he kept everything in order. He was the family's rock. He was the head of the family. He pretty much kept all of the things in order. He ran the grocery store. So his passing is a major loss. But shortly after his passing, Lily has a dream where he is visited by his father. And in this dream, the father is explaining to Lily that in the spiritual realm that he is now existing in, he is very powerful, and a lot of good things are coming to not only him, but the family. Just as long as he listens, he is going to continue to lead the family from the other side. And he is going to use Lalit as a vessel to do so. When he has this first dream, he writes about it in the diary. He tells the he tells them via the diary. And everybody's like, oh, okay. And Lily begins to tell them, like, I'm not the only one that has instructions here. Y'all have instructions to follow as well. There are rules to follow. One of which being that everything that happens inside of their house is to stay inside of the house. They are not to speak about it to other people. Don't gossip, don't tell your friends. Our family business is just that. And they're also not to have any more company. So in the 11 years that preceded July 1st, 2018, not a single person was allowed inside of their homes. Regularly, Lily awakens from a dream in which he has spoken to their father and records the father's instructions. The entire family has access to the diary. They are actually instructed to start their day by checking the diary for instructions. It becomes like their Bible. It is unquestionable, and anything that is asked of them inside of that book has to be done. Sometimes the instructions would be to cut back on their use of electronics, to disconnect from certain people, like completely stop talking to them, cold turkey, no explanation. Or sometimes it would be that they had to fast from certain things or certain people for a period of time. It also asks that they pray and recite